And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right, let's go. Welcome, Giant Sports Talk Live. Eric is back. Got my buddy Glenn over here. Man,
hey,
how about
buddy?
that?
How are you?
Doing great, man. Hey, here it is, our inaugural episode of Giant Sports Talk Live. Man, I appreciate to see all the guys in the chat. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. If there's one thing I absolutely missed in this time that I was off was interacting with the chat, man. I absolutely love having that conversation with you guys, going back and forth. A lot of us are passionate about the Giants. Some people want to go in one direction, other people want to go in another. But hey, all that matters is we want the team to succeed. But again, thanks for showing support. Much appreciated. And today is going to be a show where we're going to kind of discuss what we're going to do with the show, to be honest with you. And then also we'll get into a little bit of a baseball talk. A lot of stuff going on, Glenn, with the trade deadline. You got moves all over the place, man. Not like big giant blockbusters, I guess you would say. Nothing blockbuster-ish, but some good players, no doubt about it. Giants are still crickets, right? Crickets. What are the Giants going to do?
Well, the question, Eric, is right off the bat. You're talking Giants right out of the gate the way it should be. We're going to do that all 365 days of the year. No stone unturned. We'll give the positives, the negatives. We're going to try to be as positive as we can, but I'm looking at the list of moves already. I have never Eric, it's been a long, long time since I've seen this many deals pre-deadline day. And the question remains, is Farhan going to have anybody to deal with? Toronto doesn't have any pitchers left. They've traded away their bullpen, their starters. This is going to be a bizarre Tuesday, isn't it?
Oh, man, I can't wait. Because that's when usually you start seeing the really big moves. Sometimes the really big moves are on that deadline. So it should be interesting to see what is the direction the Giants are going to take. I see a lot of clamoring to trade Blake Snell. I can understand it. That's something we could kind of get into too. That's I still want them to sell, but I'm hearing it might be tough to try to move off Snell, to be honest with you. There's money that has to be paid. If the teams want to get the services of Blake Snell, are they want the Giants to foot the bill? Or if the Giants do foot the bill, are they going to get a better prospect in return? He's got that opt-out that play. It is in picture. I've seen a lot of people talking about maybe giving him an extension. Man, there are so many things. Honestly, it seems to be a little bit it's a little bit too complicated for Snell, it seems. It's like, I don't know if people are overcomplicating it. I get it. People want the Giants to make a move so the team could be better. That's something that I've been saying for a year now. All you want to do is make the Giants better, not just for 1 year, but for many years, back to the heyday of where you put a team together that's going to go out there and compete every single day. But to more about the channel.
Cheers to Mark Graves. Cheers to Mark Graves. He's cracking open the champagne bottle for episode number 1. Hey, welcome back over to our side of the glass here, and joining us for. Isn't it hard to believe you and I have had this in the works for just a couple of days?
Yeah.
I came to you and said, you know what? We're going to bring nothing but Giants talk. And the good thing is that I've got a guy in every major league city who will be joining us throughout, the coming weeks, months, the next off season. I've got a guy who will hopefully be joining us from, he spent all day today at the Rogers Center in Toronto. He's going to talk about what they did on the weekend in Toronto. Kikuchi gone to Houston today.
Yeah, Justin Turner goes to Seattle.
I said off the top of the show, Toronto's dealt. Who do they got left to pitch?
Yeah.
They traded away 3 or 4 pitchers. Jaime Garcia was dealt the other day. Toronto. You know what? Toronto may be a bigger mess than the San Francisco Giants.
Woo! How about that? And you know what? That's a funny thing is the Blue Jays, they were kind of they wanted a team that was going to go to distance, right? That's what they were built for. They were supposed to compete in that AL East. And I don't know what's happened. Now, granted, Vladdy is starting to hit a lot more. Unfortunately, he didn't do it in the beginning of the season. That kind of is similar if you think about it, the Giants. Snell, when he first came up, was absolutely horrendous, man. The guy was bad. And unfortunately, he's getting better now. But is it too late? You got to remember, you got 4 teams ahead of the Giants in the wild card for the 3rd wild card. Yeah, the Giants, they put a run together. They run 4 in a row. Again, it's the worst team in the National League. So, I mean, you got to take it for what it's worth, right? Yeah. You know, the measuring stick isn't exactly showing that the Giants are some kind of world beaters. If they did that, you know, for a few series in a row, okay, now we're talking. But man, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have our staff over at Oracle Park tomorrow. You and I will be talking some trades. We got to talk more about that. And what we've got coming up as far as we're going to be, oh boy, we're on the air all day, all night. Our post-game report for 3 hours tomorrow night. But as I mentioned, Eric, busy day today in Toronto.
Yes, it was. Hey, let's take a look. What's going to happen tomorrow, huh?
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, well, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the trade deadline special.
All right, there we go. And in the green room, we got a guy loaded up. He's going to be part of the show tomorrow, Dave Patrician. We'll go ahead and bring him in. Glenn knows him very well, and he's going to bring us a report from Toronto. Here we go.
Hey, David, how are you, buddy?
Outstanding. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me on.
Hey, Dave Patrician spent his day, and I got to tell the folks who are viewing us today, and our audience continues to grow. I see D Shots in. Senior softball games has jumped ship. He's over here tonight. And Dave spent a busy day. So that's why we are appreciative of you joining us, Dave. You were camped out today, Rogers Center, where I said to Eric, I don't know if you saw us in the green room, I said, Toronto, do they even have a pitcher left on the staff? They were dealing all weekend. Today, Kikuchi's gone. What do you got on that for us from Toronto today?
Well, you know, the big move is getting the Houston Astros 3rd rounder pick, Jake Bloss. Right. You know, that guy is there's some potential there. But you know, the thing about, we talk about this, and you say the Blue Jays are a mess, and I'm not going to disagree with you. But does it even matter anymore with trade deadline? I know you get the whole special. I don't want to blow tomorrow for you guys, but with free agency the way it is, like, you're just renting guys, constantly renting guys. You know, there's Jake Bloss that comes to Toronto. He's immediately the top of the farm league, the system and stuff. But by the time he's ready to go, he could be a free agent. He could be somewhere else. Does this even matter anymore?
Yeah, you know what? You know, he brings up a great point, because that's something with the trade deadline that, you know, for a team that's competing, you just want to get those couple of players that are going to put you over that hump for that stretch run, for that playoff run. Usually it's the off season where you start seeing these massive moves to really reorganize, quote unquote, your organization. These should be just little additions just to help the team to get to the postseason. Don't get me wrong. There can be massive, Juan Soto a couple of years ago, you know, he was traded during the trade deadline. So, I mean, it can happen, but yeah, absolutely right. I mean, it should be the off season where you're seeing all these big moves and restructuring the organization, if you will.
You know, like, Jays are last in the American League East. They got a tough schedule coming up. They got Yankees, they got Baltimore, they got Oakland. You know, they got a whole bunch of things going on. So did these moves over the weekend and what we saw today and potentially tomorrow, are the Toronto Blue Jays a better team right now? The season's over. You know, for all intents and purposes, the season's over when you're in the 5th place, right? This is a team that was a wild card contender last year. The whole thing, when was it? 2022, 2020, 26. They've always been on that fringe, and I don't see anything that they did in the last bunch of days that say that we're really in it to win it. Like, I don't see the organization. They talk these big games. They renovate the Rogers Center. They bring in all kinds of stuff. There's much ballyhoo in the offseason, but nothing. Zero.
There's got to be a lot of disappointment too, Dave. You look at on paper, they entered this season. When you look at the roster with Bichette and Vladdy, and they had a couple of catchers who were going to trade off. You had Kirk and Jansen, who now is gone to Boston. And boy, there was a lot of hype heading into this year. And what the heck happened?
It's like a fire sale. It just reeks of a fire sale. It's just like, hey man, we'll just get it. We're just gonna kind of give it up, and we'll stock the farm, and we'll bring some guys in, some outfielders. We'll bring an infielder. We'll bring a couple of guys in, and really, where's the powerhouse? Where's the thing that is going to say to the 38,000 people that show up at the Rogers Center that we mean business? I don't see it happening. I didn't see it happen.
Did you expect it, though, Dave? Entering the season, when you saw that roster coming out of spring training, there was the excitement, the hype, got great crowds for the home opener in the first couple of weeks. In fact, that's one thing Toronto, I must say, about the fans. Crap product in the field. Boy, they still pack him into that beautiful stadium. But I expected so much with Bichette and Vladdy and Springer. And there were so many little pieces that have been a part of that roster this year. And I think they've so underachieved.
Yeah. Hey, okay, let's be realistic. They snuck into the playoffs last year on the last day because of a couple of other teams lost on the 30th of September, right? And then they lose 2 straight to the Minnesota Twins. So this is a team that, like you said, retooled a little bit. They had the hope. They say, hey, man, we got to be better. We got to be better. We have to be better. They're not better. Today, they're not better. Right now, at the end of July, they are not. They are worse off than they were when they ended the season 2023, in my humble opinion.
Aaron? Hey, Dave, do you think they are going to – because there's a lot of talk where Giants were possibly going to be interested in getting Bichette. Do you see the Blue Jays moving off of Bichette and Vladdy? Even though Vladdy's starting to hit, do you see them potentially moving off? Because they're still young. I mean, that's still part of your rebuild if there is one.
Yeah, I don't think Vladdy. I think Vladdy's going to be around for a bit, but
yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to the kind of the face of the franchise. Other than they still bring out Jose Bautista every once in a while, put the posters up, right?
Well, it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow, Dave. You're camped out. You saw the crew from TSN, Rogers Sportsnet. That's another thing, not just the fans. When you're in Toronto, Eric, I've worked across Canada in radio in Montreal when I worked for the Canadians, and Dave knows that Toronto is a media hotbed. If you're a player, you better be. It's like playing in New York. You're going to have to perform. They'll be all over you. And you got Rogers Sportsnet, the Sportsnet radio crew was there with you, Dave, TSN. And I'll tell you one thing, no matter how good or how bad the Blue Jays are, the media is there, and you're going to get great coverage like you will of the Giants right here on Giant Sports Talk Live.
There you go.
There's still a lot of guys running around with Toronto Maple Leafs jerseys on at the end of July.
Hey, Dave, we'll catch you on the show tomorrow. We'll get the latest updates from Toronto coming up during the hour. I believe it's the hour number 2 of the show tomorrow. I'm letting the cat out of the bag, Eric, here.
Well, hey!
Hour number 2 tomorrow. We got Dave. We got Brent Holcomb. We'll be talking about some major moves and almost the opposite of what Dave's saying. Dave's talking about fire sale. The Mariners are making a lot of moves, but boy, they're ready for a run. Dave, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Thanks for tonight.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, David. There's Dave who spent the day at the Rogers Center. He's a good friend of mine in the media circles. He has a lot of contacts, too. So not only will Dave be able to bring in some thoughts from Toronto, but if he gets news of any trades, maybe involving our beloved Giants, he'll join us on the show tomorrow. And like I said off the top, Eric, I have now, in the past, 4 days, I was in Cleveland. I was working over there. This is the way we do things in Cleveland. That's Moneyball. We were able to come up with a cast of characters who'll be joining me again tomorrow on the show, be joining you. I've got a guy in every major league city. Something goes down, Giants make a trade, let's say with Pittsburgh. We're going to be able to go to Pittsburgh. We'll have a guy lined up. So we've really put things in place. Ducks are on the pond. And I want to share right off the bat, if you'll allow me, Eric.
Go for it.
How many subs are we up to right now?
Oh, let's take a gander.
The show has been, we've been on the air for 14 minutes. What are we at?
Yeah, how about that? We're at 33.
Okay, we got 33 subs. If you subscribe to the show right out of the gate, first 500 subs, if you sub and you like our show, we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to an upcoming Giants game. We've also got a Bonds jersey we're going to be giving away at the 500 sub mark. So you can sub, like us each time you tune in, And when you do, you'll be entered in the draw for the Bonds jersey, a couple of tickets, compliments of the San Francisco Giants. And I'll tell you, we got a lot of partners, a lot of sponsors are going to be jumping on board. Eric going to be giving us some tremendous prizes. Don't want to let that out of the bag. It's only day one, but our prize pit over here in my studio is already full. I told you last week we've got
It's stocked up.
well, I got a Logan Webb jersey that we've got over there. I see a couple of Bonds jerseys. I see what else we got there. We've got a couple of passes, if you will, certificates for your choice of games. You can pick your own game.
Nice.
What else we got? Opening day tickets for next year will be available. I've got some autographed pictures. I had a nice meet and greet the other day with Benito Santiago. So hopefully we'll be getting him on the show real soon. He signed some material, a bat. We got Eric. 15 minutes in, the show has just begun.
Look at Glenn, man, doing his thing.
Well, I'll tell you what,
awesome,
in the preparations, this was brought together extremely quick. In a matter of days, we decided, let's do this, give them baseball every day, 365. Christmas Day, Christmas Eve special, what's going to be under the tree, New Year's special, what do we got in 2025? Draft day tomorrow. The cat's already in the bag. Before you intro Dave Patrician, we got a big show, 3-hour trade deadline show tomorrow, followed up by the 3-hour post-game show tomorrow with our guests. I'm stoked. I hope the people out there in the audience, Eric,
I hope they are excited. Too. I hope they are too, because that's what it's about. We're about here. We're about the chat. That's what we're about. I always have been. You guys know me. I'm right here, and I'm always conversing with you guys. We want that interaction. I talked about this at the top of the show. It's about having fun, talking ball, right? Yeah, we're the hosts. We talk about it. We're going to do the best we can to bring some great entertainment to you. Glenn is doing his thing by getting all the prizes put together. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. And just so you guys know, website's going to be up here pretty soon, right, Glenn?
Yeah, we're going to have our own website. Now, you and I talked in the last couple of days. We're going to have you can talk more about it because you're more the video expert. I've got the contacts. I do the little radio show across Canada. It's more music oriented, but it has given me an opportunity to make these contacts, especially in sports radio. And I used to do play-by-play professionally, so I've got guys in a lot of cities who will hook me up. Like, for example, talking to a guy in Cleveland the other day. He says, "Why don't you get Donnie Orsillo, television voice of the San Diego Padres, on your show?" I said, "Well, it'd be a great idea." When I broadcast in the American League, Donnie Orsillo was the voice of the Springfield Falcons in the American Hockey League.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to get a hold. of Donnie. He goes, "I'll contact him this afternoon." Boom. We got Donnie Orsillo as one of our contacts now in San Diego with the Padres, which is actually a blessing because same division.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much going on. We're working on the website. You and I have talked about some of the platforms, and we looked at. There's so many now, so many to choose from. A lot of work to set them up, get them, and like, for example, TikTok. That's not TikTok. That's not. Are there any of our members in chat? And I wonder if they'll admit they are. Are they on TikTok? I mean, my daughters used to be on TikTok. Like, it's not our thing. But we're going to be on the major platforms. I believe you've got some of them already set up, Eric.
Matter of fact, I'm going to bring it up right now. Yes, you guys can follow us on Twitter. I'll show you guys right now. Here we go. Show you where you can follow. Real easy, guys. Here we go. There you go. Bring up to home. All you got to go do is follow Giants, capital S, capital T for Sports Talk live, and you'll be able to follow us. I'll put it over here in the chat, and you guys can go give us a follow. You'll be able to follow us there. We'll put up some information. We're going to put up some of the what do you call it? The rewards that you're going to do. Like if you want to enter, maybe we'll put something out like if we get so many follows, whatever it may be, and then we could go ahead and do a prize for that. It should be awesome. There you go, Giants ST Live. Go ahead and give us a follow so that you can contact Glenn. I'll be going back and forth between Giants Sports Talk Live, and also mine, Master History 23. Matter of fact, right now we're streaming on Master History 23. We got to get the premiums all set up for our Giants Sports Talk Live channel, because you got to be premium to be able to stream. But we're working on that as well. And just like Glenn said, we're going to have a website. That's how we're going to do some of these rewards as well. Is we're going to, how do you want to call that? Not necessarily rewards, contest. Guess, would that be a contest?
I think it'll be more our appreciation for the people who tune in.
Even better.
There's a lot of choices out there. They've got a lot of things they can do with their entertainment time. You know, some guys want to watch some TV. The ball games are on still on the West Coast. They may want to tune in while we're on if a game's running late. But we value everyone who comes into the chat, everybody who subs, everybody who likes. And as a result, we're going to give some rewards away. They're not ready yet, but those like the X. I still call it Twitter. You call it Twitter?
I call it. I go between. I say Twitter.
The SpaceX on the internet. The X, Facebook. That'll all be promoted on our T-shirts. They're not available yet, but they're coming soon. They're actually being printed. We're gonna have our Giant Sports Talk Live shirts, our hats. We got, like I said, 500 subs, 2 tickets. We got a Bonds jersey. We're giving it away. You don't have to pay. No pay to play here. Sign up. Great prizes. And, of course, you get to look at Eric's handsome face every night of the year.
A face made for radio, right?
There you go.
Here we go. Hey, what's this?
And now, another Giant Sports Talk Live hot take from senior softball games.
All right,
he's in the house tonight.
He's in the house. He says, "What's up, fellas? Currently in Philadelphia, heading back on a train to New York. Just watch Judge absolutely tear it up the last 4 days. Guy is next level." Yeah,
but
man,
you know what the sad thing is, Eric? He's wearing the pinstripes and he's not wearing orange and black. Jeez. Oh, the heartbreak of being a Giants fan. Oh, it gets me. Oh, what was it in San Francisco? I'm having the big one. Oh, it's killing me.
Cryptic wants to know. He wants to know, we're going to do wrestling talk? Heck yeah, we're going to do wrestling talk.
Yeah, once in a while. But you know what? We have talked about it, Eric. We'll talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But we are going to be the premier Giants home. Giants talk.
Yep, absolutely.
365 a year. Like I say, you're bored Christmas night. The kids have driven you crazy with the new toys and the rattles and the drums and getting looking for batteries around the house. And you want some Giants talk Christmas night. You got the lights on the tree. We're going to be here. New Year's Eve. The fireworks are in your town. The fireworks will be here as we gear up for 2025 and what should be a fun off season. Going to be a fun day tomorrow, Eric. I don't know what. What do you expect now? Are we buyers, sellers? I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. Does Farhan know what we're going to do?
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, well, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the trade deadline special.
All right, there we go. Tune in tomorrow, noon to 3, trade deadline talk. I mean, Glenn, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, there's of course, the big talk right now is Snell, but you're not hearing anything about Conforto. You're not hearing anything about Doval. You're not hearing anything about Chapman. And
it's been
I don't
crickets.
know what they're going to do. Yeah, it's been crickets. It has been.
But quite frankly, you and I talk a lot of Giants. You know, we text each other constantly. I drive you crazy. You drive me crazy. At least you don't text me. A lot of people text me at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. My wife's like, that's it. You're going to the couch. But, I never know what to expect with Farhan because remember last year was it Pollock comes to us a week later. He's gone. So, and he had actually, this wasn't like he, did a last minute deal and got to do it. Don't got to do it. He entered last year saying we're going to be major players this trade.
That's the issue. What's up, Will?
What was up with that?
Yes, and that is the issue that I've had with Farhan so many times. I've said it a million times. He's a liar. When you come out and you say that type of stuff, right? And then you get, listen to this. Where were
Eric
they at the
Paulson
trade
likes
deadline
to
last
tease
year?
it. Another hot take from Eric.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There, you know what? Yeah.
Here's what it is.
It is what it is. He makes all these promises, and you were in first place in the wild card last year. And the move that you make is AJ Pollock for that big run. And it's just like, you can't do that. And I think this is, and you go even back to 2022 with Rodon and Jock Peterson. You could have traded him. Everyone knew Rodon was going to walk, man. So why not get anything from him? If there was, the team really wasn't trending in the right direction. So trade him, make the team better. Stop with these one-year fixes.
Just looking at our Twitter, want to say hi to Wilda and Steve, who are part of the audience today. And we're out there. We're the joy of this World Wide Web. You never know where you're going to see Eric. You're going to hear me. And I know right now you mentioned Will B is up there. And Justin Kerwin dropped by to the chat tonight. Hi, Justin.
Awesome.
Good to have you on board. And who else we got there? Is that Addie on board? The boys are back in town.
Yeah.
A little rock and roll from Addie.
Yeah, you know about that stuff.
500 subs, everybody. We give away a couple of Giants tickets. We got the Bonds jersey to give away. We got a Logan Webb over here. We got a prize pit that has grown in the last 4 days. And I'm going to be thanking, Eric, some of our sponsors who'll be jumping on board. I hooked up with about 15 sponsors so far for the show. That'll be starting next week. I got a chance. I was at a national sports convention last week in Cleveland. A lot of great contacts. Sports Cards HQ in Atlanta. They have donated literally thousands of dollars in prizes. And coming up in a future show, their president, Jeff Wilson, will be on the show. And Jeff will be talking about baseball cards and memorabilia and how, for example, I talked to him at the show. I said, what's going on with the sales in Atlanta? Because, you followed after we lost Willie earlier in the month. I said he played in Georgia and down in the southern climes of the U.S. He says, I can come on the show and talk to you exactly with charts and ladders of how, the guy passes away and what it does, how it affects the price. And I got to tell you, not only was he beloved in our market and on the field around baseball, collectors. I saw one guy buy a gem mint baseball card, Willie Mays, and it was autographed. And it was graded by, I believe it was PSA. And that one went for $265,000 in front of, I witnessed it go down. I'll tell you, it was like mafia involvement. They were dealing with bags of cash over these cards. My baseball cards are, I've got the Wilmer Flores collection. These guys are the high rollers. I'm looking forward to some of these sponsors. I'm looking forward to the giveaways and, getting our crew here in the chat part of the show. You and I will have a telephone number, I believe, in a couple of days. They can call in live right through our studio, right through the board here. They can come on the air. They can join us in the chat. Boy, I'll tell you what, Eric, I am very excited about what lies ahead.
No, absolutely. Hey, Senior's asking, are you a card head?
Oh, what did I show? I didn't buy a lot of expensive cards, Eric. I'll dig them out before the end of the show. I picked up a nice, Bobby Bonds yesterday in Cleveland. I'll show them later. I put them aside, but I'm a big card head, buddy. I've got bats. I just picked up Kurt Casale's cleats from July 4th. Nice red, white, and blue American flag cleats, autographed. I got jerseys. I got bats. I just picked up J.D. Davis bat over in Oakland the other night. So I was able to grab him before he was dispatched, thank goodness, to the New York Yankees. J.D., I've told you before, Eric. J.D. was one of the nicest guys, man. I'd see him walk into the ballpark and he'd stop at Starbucks coming across China Basin. And I'm nearby. I'm just a block from the ballpark, my studio and my home. And boy, he was one of the nicest guys. Wilmer always drops by to say hi when he's on his in his route to the ball game.
That's awesome.
He's a nice guy as well. But question is, we go on youth. We going to sell? Boy, I'll tell you a question now around the league. People have been asking me, is Snell staying? Is Snell going? And I tell you, Eric, if you asked me an hour ago, I say, keep him. The guy, you saw what he did the other day, but they were playing a poor team, the worst team in baseball, minor league team in Colorado. What do we do?
Right.
You know, he could opt out. So it's basically like you gotta deal him. We could land a lot for him. I think after the weekend performance, you could up the ante a little bit, maybe get a little more for him. At this point, I would say, wake up, Farhan, make some moves. You gotta, as much as I won't like seeing it happen, gotta move on from those veteran pitchers, if you will, guys like Snell, and you've got to bring in the youth. Because for all intent and purposes, I think you deal Snell, who, you know, people call Webb, I say Snell.
Yeah, I heard,
On any staff is an ace pitcher. I think you deal him, and we're only 3.5 out. I think you're sort of conceding that we'll give up the postseason to win in the future.
See,
I think so anyway.
Right. And here's the thing too, because I mean, anyone who gets Snell, I kind of talked about this. Anyone who gets Snell has to pay, I think, what is it? Over $20 million, right?
Yeah.
They have to pay over $20 million if they want to get Snell. That's a lot.
What
of
do we
money.
sign him for? 35?
Like somewhere around, was it 30? Somewhere around 30, somewhere. I think it has something to do with next year's opt-out too, or something. It's some weird way that they got the contract. But from what I heard is they're going to have to pay over $20 million. Usually when you have to pay that much for a rental for only 2 months, usually you're not going to get a player back that's going to be worth. Usually. Now, if the Giants pay it down, of course, now you're talking about maybe a higher rated prospect. So that's something that's going to have to be talked about. I see a lot of people talking about, hey, maybe we should sign Snell to an extension. Or another thing is, hey, maybe if he's having such a great year, well, I should say second half. If he has such a great second half, is he going to opt out? I mean, there is a lot of variables that you have to take in consideration if you want to trade Snell. Look, is Snell going to be good next year? Probably will be. If you think about it, he really didn't have much of a year this year. You know, with that first half was pretty much just rehab.
Thanks, AB. AB dropped into the chat a minute ago. He said Snell is owed $30 million cash next year. He's already received 32.
Well, see, there you go. Thanks, AB.
So we'll take you on. That. As he is the man with the info. AB dropping by the chat, one of many tonight. And
absolutely. So
we thank you. As Dave mentioned earlier, the Astros, they got UC Kikuchi tonight earlier this evening from the Astros, and they paid a big price too. As Dave, our guest from Toronto, mentioned earlier in the show, Jake Bloss, the number 9 prospect, is going to Toronto. There were 2 other players, but the main meat and potatoes of that deal was Kikuchi, 33-year-old left-hander, Japanese player, a veteran, if you will, heading to Houston. They've had troubles pitching, and the Astros give up. I think Jake Bloss is a big give up.
Yeah,
for a guy like Kikuchi.
That's what I was thinking too. And here's
the
deal:
in Seattle are long gone.
Some of these teams are already making moves for starting pitching. You got Baltimore, who got Zach Eflin. You got now Houston, who's got Kikuchi. The Dodgers got a reliever in Kopech. Dodgers did quite a few moves. They had 3 moves today. What they picked up?
One of the deals there was who was it? Rosario's on the move again.
Yeah, he's on the move. They
some of these players, Eric. Some of these players, they must have their bag packed at the ballpark already on trade day because the perennial deadline deal guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
You see that on hockey too. They're like, I remember when I was broadcasting and we had a goaltender in the league named Ron Tugnut. Trade deadline day, you didn't know where he was going, but you knew he was going. So,
shit. Hold on. What do we got here? Oh, man, I'm on the wrong damn Twitter. Hold on one second. I'm not following any of these guys. Sounds like there's big news going on out there. Hold on one second, guys. Let me verify this. A lot of people are already talking about it.
Eric's going to check things out. Again, if you are part of our chat, welcome into the debut show. We've got a trade deadline show tomorrow. We're going to be on for 6 hours talking about trades from around the league, your input. We're going to be doing giveaways. We've got the contest that launched tonight. First 500 subs, you go in the draw for a couple of tickets. You get the Bonds jersey. We've also got some other jerseys, bats. We've got some autographed photos. We've got all kinds of goodies. We're going to have sponsors dropping by, giving stuff away on the air. We've got guests. And most importantly, for the people who are part of the chat who love and are passionate about the Giants like you and I are, Eric, we're going to talk about Giants baseball.
There we go.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
Oh, give us the juice.
There we go. Coming from Jeff Patson, breaking, the Atlanta Braves are finalizing a deal to acquire outfielder Jorge Soler from the San Francisco Giants.
I'd like to give a shout out to the Atlanta Braves myself and say thank you very much. Now, that means one of two things. We're either working on another deal. It's going to bring in players. They're opening up a spot now, Eric. That means that Luciano is going to be put into that position.
You think he's going to be a DH?
My prediction is Encarnacion could get a look.
Ooh,
Mexican stud has been bashing in Sacramento. This is the move that I don't care if they do anything else now, Eric. This is the move I wanted.
This is
number one. Conforto, maybe number
move.
two. This was the move. Get him out of here. He has done nothing for this team after signing. What a disappointment. What a great night for Giants fans.
Wow. This is awesome. This is the kind of stuff that I want to see. Because really, is Soler really part of the future, right? Is he really part of the future? I don't think he is, and I'm
Eric,
glad
I didn't think he had a future with any major league team the way he's playing.
No, the last couple of weeks he's been seen a little bit better. I'll give him that. He's been giving it a little bit better.
A lot of the fans have been saying, he's a summer hitter. He'll pick it. Well, Eric, we're past the bit. We played 90. What's our record? We played 90 games. The season's half over.
Yeah, we're still 3 games.
I got tired of these players who, they'll get hot, or like they said in Moneyball. He can hit the curveball. Well, if he can hit the curveball, why isn't he hitting it? Well, Soler has not been. You know what? Great deal. Move on. Thank you very much for dropping by, in my opinion.
Let's see what we got here. Alex Pavovich is saying Giants have been looking for a way to clear at-bats for Marco Luciano, who has been on fire in AAA. This also gets them out from under the last 2 years of Soler's deal. Again, that's coming from Alex Pavovich. So, yeah, there you go. Maybe it is. Maybe it's Luciano. Maybe it's Encarnacion. It could be, but I think it might be Luciano. Maybe they're going to decide to go with the youth. Maybe.
D-Shot says in the comments, you want to bring up his comment there? His last comment at 8:37. D-Shot, I got to give you a shout out. You called that one.
I like it, Eric. Yeah, I see it.
And now, D-Shot with another Giant Sports Talk live commentary.
Now do Snell.
Right on.
There you go.
Earlier he said, I've been saying trade Soler for over a week on that other channel, and he finally got it. He finally got his wish. The trade goes down, and I think, D-Shot, we're all pretty excited about this. Eric, you've made my evening. The first show is already a success.
Oh, man, how about that? Woo!
If anybody asks me years from now, do you remember that little show you had with Eric Romo? I'll say, I remember the first night, and they traded Soler right in the middle of the show. And you and I were talking about that before we went live in the green room. We said, wouldn't it be nice if the Giants pull off a good move, nice move, get rid of somebody? So good shot there to D-Shot, who called it. He wanted the trade made, and they pulled the trigger. Good job.
All right, then. So what do we got now? What do you think's the next move? If they're trading Soler, what do you think the next move is for it? Do you think they move Conforto? Conforto's been kind of poopy, man.
The only thing
I thought to be kind, he's been poopy.
I don't know what the guys think. Now tell me, chat. We want your feedback. Boy, it's warm in the Bay Area. How's it up your way in Galt? You're in our Galt. You're up at the house.
The high today was only 87. Thank God.
My goodness, it's humid here unseasonably in the Bay Area. So I need my little towel here tonight. But anyway, we'll make it through for the next couple of hours. We want to hear what the chat has to say. I've often said to you, Eric, over the last maybe 2 months while we were gearing up toward this trade deadline, people have often come out and said, well, trade this guy, trade this guy, trade this guy. You got to have people who come to the dance with you. You got to have guys who say, how many teams are calling the Giants? Oh my God, we want Conforto. We got to have Conforto, right?
Yeah, right. And, there was interest in the beginning here a couple of days ago. Mets were interested in getting
They made a
Conforto.
deal, though.
But they went and got Winkler
Jesse
instead. Now
Winkler for the
Winkler
Washington Nationals. I thought that had vetoed getting Conforto.
and he's a better. Well, honestly, right now Winkler's a better player than Conforto right now. For
Stealing a lot of
Conforto,
bases this year.
he's looking pretty bad right now. So
I
I
think,
don't know.
Here, I'm going to jump into the fire and let you have your say while I take a little break here, Eric. One of the guys I think, and I said to you about 2 weeks ago, I think you chuckled at me. You thought I was crazy. I think would be an exceptional addition for any club tomorrow, if not late tonight.
I know who you're talking
Kevin Pillar.
Kevin Pillar used to be a Giant.
Kevin Pillar is a silent assassin in the center field, not playing every day with the LA Angels. He's not part of that future. He can play against, wouldn't he fit in again nicely here as lefty-righty kind of guy? Because that's the kind of organization we have.
Mm-hmm.
But you send him to a team that he comes off the bench, 8th inning, you need a hit, you want a pinch run, that guy will do a little bit of everything. And I saw him make a catch last Sunday against the Orioles at the A's game over at the Coliseum. Oh, my God, Superman reborn. That guy he can still track it down. He went over the fence. Beautiful player. And I think although he isn't the player for the Giants, that just doesn't cut it. It wouldn't surprise me. Again, folks, nothing surprises me. When I say Farhan won't do something, he does it. If I say he should do it, he won't. But Pillar would be a great addition to a team that's a Yankees, a Baltimore, a Houston, any of those teams that are trying to fight for playoff position or are going to make a major run. Pillar is my guy I'd be out looking for. You get him cheap too. Get him on the cheap.
Yeah, you probably could get him really cheap. I think, how do you say his name? That super utility player for the Angels, Refigno,
Yes. That guy plays like 8 positions.
He plays them. He does everything but pitch and catch.
Exactly. Anybody who plays fantasy league, you and I used to dabble in that once in a while, and I think he's a first baseman, second baseman, third, short, OF, meaning outfielder.
And Gifo.
You can also play him corner infield. You can play him in your slot for whatever. He doesn't starting pitch and he doesn't catch. Well, what a great guy to have on your bench when you go, geez, all my second basemen are on the bench. Well, I'll just throw him in there. And next day he's playing third. He's playing out. And he can steal bases like a madman.
Yep.
I don't know if you've got I'll look up his stats, Eric. Good.
They're not that bad. They're not bad. He's been pretty good.
Good call on that one, Eric. You got a good call there. He'd be an addition for any club heading into the postseason or making a run.
Now, do you think the Giants? Let's see it. Okay, so Giants got rid of Soler. Conforto seems to be low. You think they get rid of Doval?
Ooh.
You think they get rid of Doval?
I'd get rid of Duvall before I get rid of Webb. I don't think Duvall has been exceptional. He's been given opportunity. Like, you give that many opportunities as a closer, you're gonna put saves on the board. You're gonna get the numbers. I thought it was a little premature to have your own walkout light show and your mute. I mean, like, you know what? Show me you can do it for 4 or 5 seasons before you start this. I still find him too young to be playing the grown man's walkout game music and stuff, but I don't know. I'd say I'd trade him. I think you can fill that role. Give you an example. Why not throw? I know he's more a setup guy, but you're under pressure. You got a good move you can make. Throw Hicks in there. Let him throw 104 miles an hour to 3 batters. And
the problem is, I don't think Hicks should do that right now because he's been freaking ran into the ground being a starting pitcher. So I don't know if that's going to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Eric, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I know what you're saying. But you put a guy like that in, he's only going to pitch to 3 batters. So play him every second game. Or you don't have to play him every day. Like close, off day, close. That's a guy who I think could just go in. He's going to be like a John Wetland. Come in, boom, 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 get out of there, game over. Did you figure out how to say his last name, by the way? It's Louis Rengifo?
Rengifo.
I've struggled with this since preseason.
Yeah, I know. I struggled with it too.
75 games, 300 average, 38 runs, 30 RBIs, 6 home runs, 23 stolen bases. He was hurt. He missed 4 weeks. And he's ranked 137th in the Major League Baseball pipeline as far as As I don't see this, I don't know which position he's ranked under 37. It says here, utility all-star at second base, third base, shortstop, and the outfield. So we pretty much had that covered, didn't we?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Now, Doval, here's the problem with Doval, man. He's really been his own worst enemy. God, he's kind of shaky, right? I mean, I don't know if he does get traded. Do you see him being a closer, or do you think you see him maybe being God, do you even be high? I mean, look at that. Yesterday, they were down by, he came in with only up by 2 runs, right? Or 5-3. And he was able to he gave up a run. You don't want to see that. Even though he got the save and they got the win, you just don't want to see your closer giving up runs and giving up free bases. You don't want to give up free bases when you're a closer.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, Doval, I think it's between his ears, to be honest with you.
Who's the closer now? It's on the top of my noggin. When you get to be an old fella like me, the names don't come to you as quick. Closer in Baltimore.
Oh,
the wing.
Yeah, isn't it Batista, wasn't it? Isn't that who it was? Oh, you're talking about Kimbrel. He kind of lost his job.
See, when you see a guy like Kimbrel closed last weekend in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And the few fans that were in the stadium, and I mean the very few fans in Oakland, I mean, you knew what it was over. He came in, mowed them down. He threw 9 strikes, and the game was over. 3 batters, sit down, good night, thanks for coming, all 8,000 of you. I never expect that. Doval scares me.
Yeah,
we could have a 5-run lead and give him some work and be, geez, it's a nail-biter. We're only leading by 1. That doesn't surprise me. So Soler, as you see on the screen, traded to the Braves, and I think Eric and I are quite happy. It seems like a consensus tonight throughout our chat. The chat is happy.
Yeah, the chat's happy.
Move on, and we'll add maybe more youth.
Right, and look, is it gonna be that much of a is that gonna be that much of a detriment to the team by losing Soler? No, it's not.
Yeah,
you're
right.
I'm not trying to downplay him, but he's just a guy, right? I mean, you got some other guys in your own system that could come up and suffice in that same position.
Addie comes in on the chat tonight, says, does Atlanta have any good prospects?
I'm waiting to see the information to see who's actually traded for. I haven't seen anything yet.
Their number 1 prospect is right-handed pitcher, A.J. Smith. Hurston Weldrip is number 2. And in fact, Weldrip pitched a couple of games earlier this year with the Braves due to injury. Did not pitch well. Maybe he needs some more seasoning. He did not play well at all. Number 3 on their future prospects is J.R. Ritchie. He's also a right-handed pitcher. And Owen Murphy at number 4. So their 4 top prospects are all right-handed pitchers, and they're very, very young. If you wanted to go out and get a right-handed pitcher, maybe the Atlanta Braves are the team to talk to. And their number 5, rounding out the top 5, is Nacho Alvarez Jr. You need some nachos? Give the Atlanta Braves a call.
Oh.
He's a shortstop. So those, Addie, are the top prospects. 4 of the top 5 in Atlanta are right-handed young pitchers. So you asked, you got it. There you go. A little update for Addie, who's sticking around in our chat tonight.
Hold on 1 second. What do we got here?
Here's that music.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline update.
Look at that! Per Alex Pavlovich, Luke Jackson is also going back to Atlanta. By Robert Murray. Giants had a $7 million club option on him for 2025 that they were not going to pick up. Soler is owed $26 million after this year. So
and that trade just went down. That just went down. I don't know if you heard it in the background. I just got a text from Atlanta saying, have you heard the news over your way? The Jackson deal's done. So I don't know, by the phrase the Jackson deal's done, I don't know if that was in the works earlier today, but it is done. And I'm surprised. I never thought of it, Eric. If you'd asked me off the top of the show, who do you want to see go or who you think? Luke Jackson was another one I was ready to move off of.
Yes.
What about Sean? You know what? People are going to laugh. Maybe there's mixed emotion in the chat tonight. I haven't liked what I've seen from Sean Jelly, buddy. If they dealt him tomorrow, I would not be disappointed.
Yeah, Jelly's been decent as a long man, though. I like what Jelly has been doing. He has actually been doing pretty good.
Well, then the question arises, Eric, when I look at you know what? That's a debatable topic, the bullpen. Because has they really used the bullpen effectively this year?
that's something that has been in question. Has
Yes.
Melvin been managing the bullpen like he should have been? And I think that's you should be able to question that, because I don't think they have. Let's see how they go forward and see where they go from there. 90 feet with a great comment. Thank you, sir. The show is operating
Thanks, 90 feet.
years already. Yet it's opening day. I'm thoroughly impressed. Thanks, 90 feet. Much
Hopefully
appreciated.
90 feet will be sticking around with us. We're going to be on every day of the year. Big day tomorrow.
365 days, even on Christmas Eve, as Glenn so eloquently expressed.
Oh, I don't know about you, Eric. I'm already looking forward to the Christmas Eve show. I dress up as Santa. You dress up as a little elf. We're going to be giving away some great prizes on Christmas Eve to our faithful viewers straight through the fall. And you know what? We got to show our appreciation at Christmas, because you know how long and tedious it is doing a show during the off season, and you got to come up with topics. So we really appreciate. Don't think we don't underestimate the value of the people who are in our chat. We want to make them feel at home. We want to get some of their takes on the air, see how they feel about the club, and especially in a long off season. So Christmas Eve, it'll be here before you know it. What'd you get me, Eric? Get me.
Oh, man.
Speaking of getting me something, time for a Pepsi refill. I shall return.
All right. We'll see you when you get back there. All right, guys. So how about that, huh? How do you guys liking the first almost hour so far? Not too bad, huh? Not too bad. It's fun to be back. I tell you what, man, it is fun to be back. I said this in the top of the show, man. If there's one thing that I really enjoyed about doing the shows, is just being able to interact with all you guys in the chat. It wouldn't be a show unless we had you guys in the chat. So I much appreciate the support that you guys have shown me. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I very much appreciate all that you guys do. And we hope to bring back, bring some good contact for you guys. It should be a lot of fun. And we're, again, as Glenn said, we're going to have a bunch of giveaways. These giveaways are going to be to show us how much we support you guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
I'm back.
And he's back. All right. Loaded up, ready to go, right?
Got a fresh Pepsi going here. I'm not much into the alcohol, but that's my
Nothing
choice.
Wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Pepsi
that.
going. So get some sugar. Boy, I bounce off the wall at the best of times. My wife says you do not need to have five Pepsi during the show.
Stay away from the monsters. You don't need a monster. I think.
Hey, you want to give us give us a little trade deadline music? And
let's do it.
Let's review something here.
Here we go. Let's do that.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline update.
All right, what you got, Glenn?
Well, we got a quick recap of what you've already talked about. We've been excited about Soler to the Braves, Luke Jackson to the Braves.
The Braves.
Clears up some things. Right off the bat, people are talking. I'm looking online here. People are talking that you're going to get to now see Luciano, but maybe that's wishful thinking. I still think that they should give a look to this young, what is he, 25, 26-year-old, the power bat that's in Sacramento, a guy named Encarnacion.
Yeah.
He walks softly, carries a big stick, this fella. Boy,
he does. He has been impressive in AAA. Absolutely
out
impressive.
In the parking lot, this guy. So I'd love to, that's something we haven't had. We were supposed to this year have big bats, Eric. We don't have any speed, in my opinion. I think our most speedy guy,
Fitzgerald.
Well, statistically, it's Chapman.
Oh, well, I think because he stole more. But you got to remember, they didn't let Fitzgerald go a lot too. And there was times he wasn't even playing every day. He was sitting on the bench, or he was down in Sacramento. He's finally getting a run, and he's earned it. I'll give him that, man. He has earned it. One thing that Fitzgerald has done, he has.
Yeah, absolutely. I messaged you on, I think it was Saturday, and it was the first inning. I said, Eric, the bat is back, and he hit another one.
Mm-hmm.
How many in a row did he go? 5?
Oh my God! I think wasn't it 5 in a row?
Yeah,
5 games in a row where he hit a home run.
Came to life. Let's hope it's not. They did play Colorado. Let's not. Let's tamper.
Yeah, true.
Tap the brakes a bit here. Don't get overly excited, but
you're not wrong, Glenn. And that's something, if he could continue to do that, that's what you want to see. That's what Ramos has done. Since Ramos has been called up, he's been producing. He's taking walks. He's seeing the ball well. He's driving the ball. You know, his defense in center field has been kind of sketchy. Initially, I thought he was doing great, but yeah, his defense in center field has been kind of suspect. But the guy with the bat in his hand, there's no denying. And it's great to see it. You know, I want to see some more of these young guys called up. We've been saying this for a long time. You know, you want to see the young kids come up and see what you got. You have to throw them out there every single day to see what you got. That's what baseball is. Baseball is about having that rhythm, having that routine. And when that routine gets messed up because of a platoon or whatever, and that's the thing that just absolutely and I think a lot of Giants fans have issues with. It's just the aggressiveness. Look, yes, all the teams platoon, I get it. But it's the way that the Giants go about it. It's like, how are you supposed to see how this guy's going to perform? What's up, Benji? Thank you, sir.
Did you see Will B? Will B's in there, and he said he mentioned soldiers. At the National Sports Convention I was just at.
There you go.
Great contact. I haven't talked to in a long time. He is the president of Signatures for Soldiers. They get autographed memorabilia, and it's all donated to this organization. It's sold. All the funds go to needy soldiers who've returned from various conflicts or activities around the world. The guys need it. Sometimes the government's not there for them. Well, Signatures for Soldiers are. And Eric, I know I already told you this. Maybe you forgot. Who's their biggest contributor? Signatures for Soldiers. What player?
I think that would be Mr. Madison Bumgarner.
You are. Oh, listen. You bring it every night, man. You got it. Mad Bum is a huge supporter of the program. As soon as I heard that, I said, well, we will be as well. And we're going to get the president of that particular program, Signatures for Soldiers. And he's going to talk about their role and how Madison Bumgarner and other Giants have participated. He's going to be a guest on the show.
That's going to be awesome. I'll be looking forward to it.
I got him lined up for 2 weeks' time. So we'll work on that as well. So I
Audie,
want to throw that in because, Will goes back in the service. You do as well. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Audie says, guys, we pay the Braves $13 million next year and another $13 million in 2026.
So what?
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of it. You know what?
Yeah.
Cutting bait with that.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Look at this. Man, I get to hit all the buttons today. This is fun.
Not again. Not again.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline update.
Who? Okay, you do your homework, Eric.
There you go. The Giants acquired minor league infielder Sabian Sabelos, and lefty Tyler Matzik from the Braves in the Soler Jackson deal. There you go.
I think the smart broadcaster's saying, let that one simmer on the stove, Eric, and time will tell on those players. I never heard of them. They're not on the Atlanta Braves top 10 prospect list.
Well, come on. I mean, it's also, it's Soler and Jackson. It's like you're not.
Yeah, you got Sabian, you got Tyler. Did I see an AJ? No, that's okay. Thought I might have seen an AJ Pollock in there or something. We're okay with the moves. Soler, Jackson, gone. That'll open up some space. So
Sabian is number 23 on. Is it number 23 in their organization? I'm guessing it can't be. It ain't being 23 on the top 100. No. That's 23 in their own organization. So that's kind of.
So what do you think now they're going to do? Are they going to fill some spots on the roster from within, Eric? Or is this?
Yes, I think so. So
Eric, let's go back. Let's travel back in the DeLorean, back in time. 3-4 months ago, Farhan first cut at training camp was Ramos, Matos, youth. Why are they up in the majors to begin with? Not
because of injuries.
By choice, by necessity.
No, by necessity.
So is Farhan now conceding defeat and saying, okay, we're going youth, that's it. And whatever happens with me personally, my job, I'm going youth. But he seems to have done a complete 180 here.
I don't know, because let's think about this. Soler is, the Soler trade was good. salary dump. Yes, I think Senior is more on it. Is with it's a salary dump because if you think about it, I think leg anyways. The guy is terrible. So at least you get somebody. You get something, right?
I'm okay with that.
Instead of just DFAing him, at least they get something. The big thing is for the Braves is getting Soler, getting that big right-handed bat.
Yeah,
so that will help with them.
I see in the chat, Addie's right on. Saban, number 23. This Addie's bringing it tonight.
Yeah, he's 17. Thank you, Addie, for taking care of that, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Oh, he says number 17. I beg your pardon. Well, you know what? He's still contributing. He's bringing it. He's really contributing to the show. Addie, thanks for joining in tonight. Good
yes,
man.
Thank you.
Well, maybe he was a 23 prospect, and now that he's with the San Francisco Giants, he's number 17.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. I see what they're talking about. They're talking about Pavlovich. Yeah, number 17 prospect in the MLB pipeline rankings.
Benji's talking about the show, the Military History Channel in there. Crazy stuff going on in Venezuela. Yeah. You can join Eric and Will for Military History Channel programming. The schedule to be released in the coming weeks. You update it. You're not a regular show. When you bring it, certainly bring it. I always say that if you are any way, shape, or form interested in military, tune into the show. You'll leave very entertained, and you will learn something from both Will B. and Eric. Eric, I don't say this because you're my co-host here. If I didn't know you, I'd say the same. I tip my hat. That is a great show.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. I enjoy doing that show. It's a little, of course, it's different than baseball talk, but yeah, we have fun on that show. Me and Will.
I'm in the back wings. I always let you know. I say, Eric, I watched that show for 2.5 hours and I didn't contribute because I'm not as knowledgeable in the history, but I tune in and I learn a lot. So good job, guys. Good job, Will. And again, thanks to everybody who subs tonight. You subscribe, hit the like button. At 500 subscribers, giving away the Bonds jersey and 2 tickets. You want to go to Giants game? I'll be there. I know I'll be at the Giants game. So you can come along. I got a couple of tickets we're giving away to one of our lucky subscribers. When we hit 500, names go in the hat. We do the draw. Eric, you'll be doing the draw here on the air at 500.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah, and we're going to be able to do that through the website, correct? That's how we're going to do it, Glenn?
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Once we get that should be up and running, but within a week or two, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but all they have to do to get in on the draw right now, you can do it tonight. You want in on the draw? You want to win the Bonds jersey? You want to win? All you got to do, like and subscribe tonight. You're automatically in the draw. So
there you go. There you go, guys.
Eric, we got a busy day.
Boy, busy.
Let's just regroup. I'm working up a sweat here in the Bay Area. No game tonight. I'm gonna be rushing back from the Oakland game tonight. Or tomorrow night, I should say. We got the trade deadline show for over 3 hours tomorrow. And we're scheduled for 3 hours. If we go longer, if it's a busy day, a lot to talk about, we're here. We'll have you covered.
Absolutely.
Then I'm heading over to the ball game.
There you go. And then we're going to have a post game. How about that?
And then the post game, I got to run back the block down Berry Street to our studio here. Catch my breath, have another ice cold Pepsi. And I'll be ready for the post game. It'll be like the post game to the game and a trade deadline. This should be a juicy show tomorrow night.
Oh, it should be a fun. You're saying trade deadline show tomorrow, right?
That's it.
Woo!
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, well, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the trade deadline special.
All right, there we go.
On the air tomorrow at noon. Can't wait, Eric. It's been a great opening hour of the show. It is 9:04 Pacific. If you're just joining it, it's the debut program, Giant Sports Talk Live. It is a Northern Lights Entertainment production. Eric and I are also heard on 103.5 Capital FM. And we broadcast at 103.5 on the FM dial and at Northern Lights Entertainment Radio.com, Saturday mornings at 10. So we talk ball all week, 365 days a year. It's only day one. It can only be from here. Then we got to come in early. So you and I will be on Friday nights late. And then because we are actually broadcasting on radio in the Eastern Zone, that means you and I are going to get about 3-4 hours sleep, and we're back up to produce the show for radio. Do people even realize the kind of, the
dedication
kind of lives we lead?
Yeah, not much sleep, man. Not much sleep.
I'd be lost without you, Eric. I'd be lost.
He's asking, will you guys be doing post games for all Giants games immediately after the games are over for even afternoon games?
Oh,
the answer is?
I believe in the case. I got to check our schedule. We already have it planned. Every night of the year, we're on at 8 p.m. If there's an afternoon game, we pop in. We do maybe it's a 1 hour post game. Then we do our evening broadcast. So we give you want Giant Talk, one place in town for that all year long, every day, post game, evenings, trade deadline day. It's us.
There's the answer. 90 feet.
All right.
You go.
Yeah, you wanted it. You got it. All right.
All right. Here, let me take a.
I know Will B's an insomniac too. He says insomniacs unite. Will B when I'm on. I do. Geez, one more thing, Eric.
Yep.
So as soon as I'm finished this show, I have to do an overnight radio show, midnight till 6 a.m. on a Solid Gold Oldies channel, Oldies 96. And Will listens into that. He emails me like 4. Glenn, you still awake? Yeah, I'm still here. But anyway, Will, I'm appreciative. You tune into this show. Yep. Good to have you on board jumping over to here. And he tunes into my radio show. He tunes into the show Saturday morning with Eric and myself. And I'm looking forward to a lot of good things to come, Eric, with you.
Yeah, that's a fun show doing it on there on 103.5. Yeah, 103.5 Capital FM is a lot. That's a great show.
I know, and no topic there is off limits. We talk about so many. What did we do when Willie Mays passed away? We did our top 10 all-time best players, and we debated.
Yeah, we did.
Is this guy really? And you could have a list that was, who knows? You could do a list every day and have a different top 10.
Oh, you could. So. I mean, there's so many. If you think about throughout the history of baseball, there's so many great players. I mean, it's hard to really keep it at 10, to be honest with you.
Way to go, Addie. Addie says, money doesn't sleep. Why should Glenn?
There you go.
Hey, we got any subs tonight? Anybody sticking around for this show? An hour and 7 minutes in, Eric?
Oh my
gosh. We lost them all already.
Hold on. Hold on. I was getting ready to do something. I'm going to take a gander. We are sitting at 36. 36. Hey, it's just the beginning. We've
been on for an hour and 7 minutes, Eric.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was kind of the best kept secret. Eric, should we put the promo up? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, man, let's get it. Let's just put it out there, man. We got to put it out there.
I hope Wilda's still out there. Wilda and Steve were over on one of our other platforms. Good evening to them. Bernice is watching the show.
Oh.
Sometimes she doesn't get to see the camera on our screen right here. So I know that I have a friend, Bernice, and she is at work late night tonight. She said, if I won't be watching, it'll be like a podcast. I'll have you on. I'll be listening. So Bernie, thanks for tuning in. So there you go.
Oh, man. So I see a request from Lethal. He's been a dedicated guy here. He wants to hear it. He wants to hear.
Bring it.
All right, let's wait for this to load up.
Well, I think in honor of Soler hitting the road.
Yeah.
You know what? Good call.
Here we go.
For a good call.
Lethal, you want the kids? You got the kids.
Yeah.
right, there you go. As Glenn said, with Soler hitting the road, now we get some more chance for maybe seeing Luciano come up. Maybe he'll be the DH. That would be great to see. I would
Oh
not.
my God. Is
be
it Robert
disappointed.
DeVille? It's Robert DeVille.
Yeah, it's Robert Duvall. What's up, Robbie Dizzle?
Rob-
What's up,
Hey, buddy.
Robbie Dizzle? Appreciate it. He says this show is awesome. Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. Do you know Addy by any, do you know Addy? I don't know Addy. Addy's bringing some heat all evening long.
Absolutely.
Lots of great
Yeah, he's
takes,
been-
great comments. He's getting some stats for us. He's like our right-hand man in the green room, just throwing us stats and facts and great
Appreciate
job.
that.
Passie's in there as well. Hey guys, good to have you join us in the chat tonight. We're going to make it about you. We're going to get your takes on the air. We're going to talk to you on the air. We'll have a phone line that'll be opening up in about 72 hours direct to our studio. You can call in. You can jump on board throughout the season. We're going to be here every day of the year, 365 days a year. One of your comments earlier, you just mentioned a few minutes ago, Eric, was will you guys be in like after the game? We'll be doing our evening show. We'll be doing post games. We're going to have some other talent perhaps joining us to do like noon hour show. We're going to be on, you know what? We're taking this to an elite level. Coming up on the trade deadline show tomorrow, we, in case necessary, we won't use them all. And I told them that. We appreciate them. We've got a guy in every major league city now lined up for us. They'll come on. It's a little late. I texted out to my contact in Atlanta, and I apologize I haven't heard back. I want to thank Dave, who joined us from Toronto earlier, talking about the Blue Jays, all the moves they made.
Yeah, that was great.
And great take from Eric. Will we see Vladdy or Bo on the move, maybe to San Francisco? Dave doesn't think that Vladdy's going anywhere.
He doesn't think
Brent
so.
Holcomb is in Seattle. We'll have an update on the Mariners tomorrow. We might have an update from San Diego and LA. And boy, I'm going to be pooped after the show tomorrow.
It's going to be, yeah, I'm going to have to stock up on some drinks tomorrow, man. It's going to be a long one tomorrow.
It'll be
But
fun.
hey, it's worth it. Because this, you talk about Christmas Eve, 365 days a year. Trade deadline is similar to Christmas Eve. It really
And AB says every night at 8 p.m., even when the Giants are playing at night. Well, what we'll do is we'll do the show, of course. We'll jump on board, give you the ninth inning of the game, possibly, and then we'll go from there. We'll be in early. Eric knows his stuff. I couldn't have a better partner to jump into this program with, and I'm going to have we got a good rapport. We do. Our radio show, knock on wood, keeps getting the rate. We've got great ratings for that radio show. We get a lot of feedback on that. They love your takes, Eric. We were talking politics. We were talking baseball. We were talking music, rock and roll, 60s music. We were talking the WNBA and the Olympics. We had an Olympic program a few weeks ago. And here we're going to talk primarily about Giants baseball. The people have spoken that they don't want to hear every night about the Sharks. Maybe big event, big night, off season. But this is your home for Giants Sports Talk, and it will be live.
Yeah, there you go. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Especially, what's gonna happen? What's the Giants gonna do? Okay, with them trading Soler. As a matter of fact, hold on, before I get into that, how about we do this? Let's do this.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline update.
All right, here let's kind of recap on all of Major League Baseball. Dodgers made a lot of moves today. They went and got Tommy Edman from St. Louis. They got Ahmed Rosario. Where was he? Where was he playing? He was playing with the Tampa Bay, right?
I believe so. He goes back to the Twins just a couple of years ago.
Yep. And they also here not that long ago, just well, actually before that, they picked up Michael Kopech, bullpen arm. The Dodgers need the bullpen arms. If they're going to go anywhere, they're going to need. I bet you they're not done yet. I bet you the Dodgers are not done yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get a starting pitcher. Who else was on the move today? Trying to remember.
The Reds, I believe, dealt Frankie Montos to the Brewers earlier today.
And that's weird. That's interdivision. They're trading away a decent pitcher to their rival.
There were people talking online earlier today about possibly trades involving San Diego and the Giants. And I said, even when you throw in the towel, I am dead set cold against dealing in your own division, man. Unless they bring something so juicy you can taste it from miles away. I do not like dealing in our own division. Not only are you going to say we're kind of giving up, yeah, we might make a run, depending on how big the deal. When you start dealing your talent over to an interdivisional team, you're really waving the white flag.
You're really waving, and that's weird because if you think about it, the Reds are not that much. I think they got 3 less wins, if I'm not mistaken, than the Giants. I think that's what it was. I mean, they're right there where the Giants are, and they're training away a decent pitcher. Speaking of pitchers, the Cardinals picked up Eric Fetty. That's a good pickup for St. Louis because I think that's one of their weaknesses was their starting rotation. So they got Fetty. You got Kikuchi. We talked about that earlier, leaving Toronto. Actually, Toronto picked up some decent guys in return. Sent Kikuchi to Houston. Yeah.
Do you see a trend?
Yeah.
Pitching.
That's what it always is. Honestly, trade deadline stuff for the most part is pitching to get them through the rest of the season and then be lined up for the postseason if they make it. And then, of course, this evening, the San Francisco Giants, they get in on the action. They trade Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson for a couple of prospects to the Atlanta Braves. So, yeah. Hey, Mike, what's up, man? What's up? We already kind of talked about it, sort of, kind of. Yeah, we already did.
We've been given not only Giants trade talk.
What's up, Hunter?
We're getting a lot of feedback from the chat, too. People's thoughts on what's happening. Was it Addy again jumped in earlier? I don't know if you saw his post. He said he's been scouring the Atlanta Brave thread. And he said the Brave fans seem to be really excited about picking up Soler.
They probably want Soler because he's got a bat. His bat plays. And maybe being back where he had some success. I mean, goodness, the guy was a World Series MVP for the Atlanta Braves. So maybe that brings back something for him. Maybe his mind will be better, because, baseball, that's what it's a lot, right? It's
Addy's a new good friend of this show because he's bringing some tremendous takes. Here's one. Padre fans are the polar opposite of Giant fans because they are upset of how overly aggressive Preller has been. I don't think Preller has been really overly aggressive. I think he has absolutely done a tremendous job. I wish we had a Preller right here, the orange and black.
He wants to win.
Absolutely.
You can't doubt.
That guy is not afraid to make a move and say, oh, I made a mistake. There's where the problem is. If you're going to sit on your hands and be fearful, worried, something doesn't work out, that's why I think that bargain basement, dumpster diving, you can jump into the dumpster and pull out, a fresh fish stick once every 10 visits, but you know what? You got to be willing to get your hands dirty, get in there, get something good. And boy, tomorrow's going to be interesting. Do you think there's a lot more to come, Eric?
I think there's some big moves still to come. No, right? Scooble's got to go somewhere.
But our club, so we got Conforto, we can move.
Doval.
I wouldn't.
Those are two guys that I could see moving.
I'd be totally disappointed, but if they move Wilmer, I'll be so sad. But he's getting to a point if they're willing to give up the money, I could see him DFA'd to open up a spot, Eric.
Yeah,
he's not playing, he's injured, and there's some sneakiness with this. You notice, some of these moves sending guys to, he's on the injured list, but he's back, and he's pitching on the weekend, and they're really trying to fiddle with positions, and I'd be sad, but Wilmer could go. I
don't think he's going to fetch much. I don't think he's going to.
Who else? Who else could we move, Eric?
Well, I said Doval. Doval could be moved.
Do you think there'd be a sneaky move that none of us are talking about? Like if you woke up tomorrow and saw Casale moved somewhere, like Casale to this team?
You know what? They may move Casale because isn't Tom Murphy coming back soon? When's he supposed to come back?
Veteran catcher. You never know. Don't underestimate a team having a third catcher sitting on the roster. You expand your rosters, don't forget.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, not till September, though, right? Yeah, you get
right,
the next.
But, we're going to be there before we know it. If you have a chance to pick up a third catcher when you need him, Eric, too many teams. You go into the postseason, your top catcher goes down. Boy, it's thin pickings. You got a backup. Who are we bringing up? Somebody like?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think Casale be a smooth pickup.
They could sell him. I didn't even think about that. I forgot.
Well, wait a second. Deal
Uh-oh.
Murphy. Deal Murphy.
Oh,
Get rid of Murphy. What do you think?
that's, you know what? Oh, man.
I haven't been thrilled with Murphy
Interesting.
either. Like, come on.
Interesting. I haven't been impressed with Murphy, and Farhan spent, what was it, $8 million on this guy, right? I mean,
That
that's
was one of the first moves getting ready for this year, and I thought,
I wouldn't be opposed.
I didn't know a
I
lot
wouldn't be
about
opposed to that.
Murphy when he signed him. I was like, oh, here we go again. Where does he find these people?
Right, exactly.
And I had a chance to see. Do you remember I went to the first 13 of 14 games? I missed opening day and then cleared the next four series. And I got a chance to see him play right out of the gate. And I thought, good heavens, what have we done? What have we done? A lot of people are giving crap to Jung-Hoo Lee. I like Jung-Hoo Lee.
Right.
I saw him play live, man. He reminds me his batting, not to the degree power, but do you remember Vladdy Sr.?
Yeah. A left-handed version.
Jung-Hoo Lee, he can do tricks. You throw the ball behind his head, he can hit them. He can golf them. He'll go up high and tomahawk it out for a base. I've never seen a guy.
He's a bad ball hitter. But here's the thing that I don't like about him, because if he's going to lead off, he should be able to take some walks.
Yes.
He should be able to take some walks. That's the only thing that I have as far as his batting is concerned. If he took some more walks, is able to get on base, granted, he's not a speedster like we think of, but he's got speed. He should be able to run the bases pretty good. But
he should be allowed to run the bases. Give that guy. Your leadoff man should have the green light, and that's why I never, ever, ever will understand an organization like this putting a guy like Soler as a leadoff man.
Yep.
Soler has no business being a leadoff batter. He wouldn't be a leadoff batter in any other team in the majors.
Where do you think he's going to be batting with Atlanta? Where's he going to be batting with Atlanta, you think? You think fifth? Yeah, probably.
What's do you want to, hey, we haven't had a poll. We're into hour 2 for show.
Yeah, let's do that.
Where do you think they bat him? High, medium, low?
Well,
Up
there
3,
you go.
Middle 3, bottom 3.
How about lead off, middle of the order, or bottom of the order?
Hasn't he batted in all 3
I think so.
this year here?
90 feet before we get to
a couple of times.
He said he wants Snell and Ray together for a full season, and we'd probably be able to bring Cobb back for a cheap 2. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know about Cobb.
That's where I disagree. Cobb, he could.
Pretty soon, Cobb's going to need a walker to get out there to the mound, Eric.
If you have a Snell and a Ray and a Webb as your top 3, you're doing pretty good, right? Now, on the same token, how about this? If they trade Snell and then in the offseason, you go and get Corbin Burns. So then you got Burns and Webb and Ray. Either of those 3 will work for me. Cobb, I could care less, because you have Harrison and you have Birdsong. Birdsong has shown, I think, he could be competing at the MLB level. I mean, I look at the way that has he really had a bad outing yet? He hasn't. He's showing me something. Birdsong is showing me something, no doubt about it. So I would not mind seeing Harrison and Birdsong in your 4 and 5 spot in the starting rotation. The top 3, like I said, if you want it to be Snell, Webb, and Ray, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Would I like to be able to trade Snell to get someone in return and then go out and get Corbin Burns and then Webb and Ray? For me, that seems better, because you get something because what is the thing that the Giants are lacking? They're not lacking in pitching. They're lacking in having that bat. So if you could be able to figure out a way, okay.
Yep.
Would you? Okay.
Eric's going now. Oh,
yeah. Where the heck am I? Here we
Going
go.
off the rails. Eric with another epic sports take.
All right, guys, think about this. The Giants need a bat. Would you not like to have someone of the ilk of Kobe Mayo from Baltimore? I don't know why they didn't try to do that in the beginning. Now, look, will the Giants have to pay down that salary? Oh, hell yeah. They're going to have to pay down that salary. But could you imagine if you trade Snell and you get a Kobe Mayo, right? So then next year, Do you go sign Corbin Burns? Exactly. I see what you're saying, 90 feet. Let me finish this real quick. But then you have Corbin Burns, Webb, and Ray as your top three. You have Harrison and Birdsong in your 4 and 5. Those are five starters. You're not going to have to worry about them because Harrison, it looks like it's showing that he should be able to go through an entire season next year with no issues. Birdsong, I've had no issues with him. The guy, I mean, I know they want to limit his innings pitch, but right now he's showing it. He's showing it. But goodness,
Thanks,
if you trade Snell, you get that bat that you're kind of lacking, kind of. No, you got Luciano that may have something, but could you imagine if you have put him at a corner, put him at first base? If you want to keep Chapman, okay, you keep Chapman at third. You got Fitzgerald at shortstop because the guy can play. A second base, I don't know. I don't know about Estrada, man. Maybe Wisely. Put Wisely. That's fine. I'm fine with Wisely.
I think Estrada's done.
I don't. I haven't been impressed.
We haven't talked about the magical right field. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah. Let's get into that. Yeah. I forgot about Yaz. I totally forgot about Yaz. But then you have Kobe Mayo at first base. Man, I would love that. Trade Snell if you could get Kobe Mayo. If you can, because is Kobe Mayo blocked? Who's playing third base right now for Baltimore? I forget who's their third baseman for
Baltimore's third baseman. That would be you've got. I
can't remember offhand.
How do you say his name? Ramon Urias.
I don't even know who he is. Damn. Actually, maybe they won't trade him.
That's how deep the Baltimore Orioles are. They continue to win. They split a doubleheader with Toronto today. Toronto took the opener 8-4. Blue Jays were dumped by Baltimore 11-5 in game number 2. Playing third base, this Urias kid played both.
He played both even. Wow. Interesting. Gosh, dang it.
I don't know. Double checking the stats, Eric. So you take it away. I'm just double checking. Yeah, Urias 1-4 in the first game, and in the second game he went 0-3 with a couple of walks. And this is how when I see guys who don't watch the game. So obviously you and I didn't get a chance to see the Orioles wrap up that game.
No.
Baseball stat lines can be very deceiving.
They can
3 at-bats, no hits, 2 walks. But he had an RBI, so he must have been bases loaded, and he had, let's see, a couple of base on balls. So that, I can see him getting a couple of bases loaded. Walk. Maybe that's his thing. He gets on base. Moneyball. He gets on base.
Exactly. Hey,
I think we need a second baseman, and we need a first baseman.
Exactly.
I mean, that's it. First base, I think those are our detriments right now. We're playing musical chairs with the first base position all year, calling guys 28-year-old rookies up from the minors. Wilmer's on the bench. That's when I thought Wilmer's days were done. When they were bringing guys up.
When they brought up, what's his name?
And he
was the first baseman.
I said, well, why have they even got him here in the first?
Yeah, I think
Wilmer Flores is another guy. Put him on your bench. Does it get his pinch hitting ability?
His bat speed has gone doo-doo, though.
But he's not playing. I'm always the first guy, Eric, to say that if you want a guy who's been a problem in San Francisco, you want a guy to get his reps. When you're playing on Monday and Friday, and the next week you play Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and the next week you don't play at all, how do you get into a routine?
Yeah, you can't. That is true. You got a point there. I'm not going to disagree with that.
I like a player to get, and that's why when you check in on the radio broadcasts or other channels when guys, we got to get the youth up, we got to get rid of the veteran, we got to get the youth, and then we bring up the youth, and they don't perform, out of the chute quite as good. Oh, what have we done? You got to let them go. You can't have both ways.
No, you got to let them go. Honestly, with the young guys, you got to let them go.
Can't scream at Glenn and Eric saying, "Oh, you guys bring up the youth, and now they're not performing." You can't have it both ways.
Look,
so I maintain still, if you got to trade for it or you're bringing it up from the minors, just play the guy. If we lost every game, Eric, and it was exciting, we saw some speed. You know what it was like when
you see the potential.
Those were out there, boy. We could have lost every game for a week, and boy, was it exciting to be over there, sitting in my seat at Oracle Park every evening, and you had a young pitcher. A couple of games where Birdsong was in. Oh, my God, I loved it. I didn't care if we won. It was exciting baseball.
Mm-hmm.
get my whole $5 and a penny, but I got to see excitement, and that's all I wanted. I get tired of seeing guys who are up there 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 3 hits in a game for a club all night, and wonder why we're losing.
Exactly. You have to be
Use
able to.
Brings it.
Yes, it does. And you got to let them play. You got to see what they have. And you're going to go through the doldrums. It's going to happen
the
with young
veterans
guys.
too. What I'm
It's
alluding
people,
to is
yeah.
you get a guy like my guy, Wilmer. I'm a Wilmer fan, unabashed. I don't care what anybody thinks of him. I love Wilmer. But if you're going to play him once a week and then say, well, he's not getting, he's only got 3 home runs. Jesus, how many at-bats does the guy got?
Exactly.
Compare the stats to last year. It's apples and oranges. How can a guy has 20 home runs with 400 at-bats? You go, well, he's got 90 at-bats. He's only got 6 home runs or something. You cannot start doing that when a guy's not playing every day, or at least on a semi-base. He's not even playing the lefty-righty role anymore.
No, he's not. He's strictly a bench guy.
And I'm not happy about that.
And back to Mayo. But that's that. If you're going to trade Snell.
Sorry, I went on a tangent. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. That is, if you're going to get a player with the caliber of Kobe Mayo, the Giants will have to pay down some of that salary. I know there was a report that came out earlier saying that the Giants will not pay anything down. If they're not going to pay anything down, then you can't expect the other team to really give you anything. Now, don't get me wrong. Snell is a fantastic pick. Look, if you traded Blake Snell to the Baltimore Orioles, there's a high possibility, take injuries out of the equation, high possibility they go to the World Series and they may win it if they get a Blake Snell. Now, remember, Blake Snell next year can opt out. But then again, you got to think about it. If Baltimore knows that they're that one excellent pitcher, elite pitcher away from being that contender just for that 1 year,
one piece,
that's it. Why not do it? And if it's a guy that you kind of, if you got a lot of guys in your system that you can afford to give up a Mayo, go for it, man.
You also have to be take this legitimate, Eric. I saw somebody say yesterday that, the Giants are a player or two away in a trade. They could get a guy like Jackson Holiday. I'm like, what the hell are you talking
I don't know if you're going to get Jackson
Holiday.
That's
He's the framework of your future in Baltimore.
Yeah,
if you threw out a name like Cedric Mullen, I'd say, well, maybe they would move off somebody like that they might not want to. They could, but you're going to upgrade. You got a shot to win a World Series. But give me a break. Jackson Holiday is not he's not being dealt anywhere tomorrow.
No way, man. You know what kind of deal that would take? It would take.
Who analyzes this? I hear this stuff all the time, and I'm like, Eric, let's take a quick break. Out of town scoreboard. Milwaukee beat Atlanta. We're wheeling and dealing.
Well, hold up before you get there. Before you get to that scoreboard, because I got it.
And now, a Giant Sports Talk Live scoreboard update.
Hey, how about that?
With these?
Look at this.
Milwaukee.
Here, I got it right up here.
Oh, you got the whole board? Oh,
I got it, man. Glenn, man. You're speaking to a professional here, man.
Sorry, I underestimate you. This is only my first show. I got a lot to learn from you.
It's all good. You got
Nationals who win. Wow.
Nationals and Diamondbacks. It's at the bottom of the 9th. Nationals are up 8-5. That's one of
it always amazes me, Eric, about baseball and hockey too. If it's either you change your coach or manager, or you trade away some players that are in your roster every day.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the Nationals make a whole lot of trades, and then they go on and win 10 of 13. It makes no sense. But this happens all the time.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So you got the Nationals are up on the Diamondbacks 8-5. Look at that. They're 49-57. They got a ways to go. Diamondbacks, they're looks like they might. Ooh, they're on the move. It was 8-5. Now it's 8-7. Look at that. Marte just hit a
How about that for a live scoreboard update?
Look at that. Is the game over? I think the game, I can't tell. Is the game over or not? It's all blank now. Anyways, it's 8-7.
Bottom of the ninth. Final score live on air. There you go. Eric bringing it tonight.
Look at that. Blue Jays lose to the Orioles 11-5. You said there was 2 games,
but they split. We had a split.
That was game 1. There it is right there.
Let's take a look at the earlier game later.
Yep. Take an earlier game later. Guardians.
You know what I mean? Oxymoron.
Gotcha. They beat the Tigers 8-4. Cardinals are a good team, man. Or the Guardians. Guardians are a great team, I should say.
Boy, when I
They're
spent
playing
last
some
week
good
in
ball.
Cleveland, there was a real buzz around the city.
Yep.
They
Yep.
really liked the manager.
Absolutely.
Could have had him.
You got the Yankees destroying the Phillies 14-4. Our very own senior softball games was there at the game.
He was there
Watch.
and he said Judge was cranking it tonight.
Yeah, out of this world. Look at that. The later game now. Blue Jays beat the Orioles 8-4. Final from looks like Cincinnati. Cincinnati lays it on the Cubs 7-1. Look at that. Mets beat up on the Twins 15-2. Look at the Mets. Remember when we first were talking about the Mets? They were sucking it up, man. Sucking it up. Now look at them. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they either got the first or the second wild card, if I'm not mistaken.
Unbelievable.
Red Sox beat up on the Mariners 14-7. Rangers beat the Cardinals 6-3. Brewers beat up on the Braves 8-3. And just so we know, or so you guys know, as stated earlier, Braves were able to acquire Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson from the Giants. So now they'll have Soler there in the middle of the lineup.
Royals put a snowman on the board as well. 8-5 win.
Yep.
15 hits.
White Sox stink, man. They stink. And then
There's
Pirates.
another team. There's another
Pirates.
team, Eric. Let's see who's on that roster tomorrow at trade deadline completion.
Yep. There you
Wow.
go.
The White Sox, they have nothing, and they might just still be selling everything.
They might trade Crochet. They might trade Louis. I don't think they trade Luis. Luis Roberts young. He would be part of their
you know what?
rebuild,
That's
right?
again, you get people in our chat, you and I, the media. When you start talking about, they'll trade this. You can't trade everybody, Eric.
No, you can't. You can't.
Who's going to buy a ticket to the game? You trade all, Louis Robert, Crochet. It's like, geez, you might as well bring up the Double-A team.
Exactly.
You can't.
Exactly. And in the last game, Pirates. Look at that. They're 54-52. Beat the Astros 5-3. Pirates are playing some good ball.
Keep scrolling. Don't we have
the
back end? Did you look at our back? Where's the back end of that double header? Did you already give it?
Yeah, I already hit it. It was right here.
I'm sorry. There you go. You talked about the New York Yankees.
Yep.
Jason Dominguez. He's back in AAA. He's playing.
Oh boy. There we go.
Every time
there
he
we go.
Close.
There we go.
Every time he gets close.
Nice.
Dominguez went 1 for 4 with a pair of RBIs for Wilkes-Barre Scranton, Wilkes-Barre Scranton, however you say it. He's officially healthy. They thought he might be out until sometime in September, but apparently he's swinging the bat hot again. That's another. You bring up a kid like that, watch him go on a tear in September. You mentioned Louis Robert. He's swinging a nice bat too. Boy, wouldn't he be an acquisition for a team to get a young player? Oh my God, the dreaded Dodgers.
The dreaded Dodgers.
I don't even know why I brought that up. Let's digress. They have no interest in them going out and getting Louis Robert or any more pitching.
You know what? I think the Dodgers are going to get there. I think they're going to get another starting pitcher.
Think they're going to get Crochet?
Yeah, they might, or even Scooble. You never know, man.
Scooble, what a name!
That's one thing. What did the Dodgers? What was the selling point that they gave Ohtani when they got him? They're going to do whatever it takes to be a damn contender for the World Series. Yeah, so there's no way they're going to rest on their laurels. They're going to go out there and look at that. They made 3 moves today. They shored up their bench. They got some versatile players in Rosario and in Edman. They improved their bullpen by getting Kopech. Maybe they make another move with that, but I think they're going to get another starting pitcher. I know they got.
Oh my God!
Kid. Oh wow!
No, I'm just looking at the stat. I'm sorry, I got.
No, go ahead.
Wow.
Go for it.
So we had Dave Patrician join us from his home in Toronto. He was camped out at the Rogers Center earlier today. He was talking about. I don't think Vladdy Guerrero's going anywhere. Right? You missed that early in the show. He said
he's not going anywhere. Yep.
You know why? He didn't mention this on the show. He probably knew this. He's sneaky. So, Dave, we're going to have you on the trade deadline show tomorrow. I'm going to bring this up that you didn't mention to us. Today in a doubleheader, Vladdy Guerrero was 7 for 10.
Holy crap.
He had 2 home runs. Responsible for 9 runs. He had 5 RBIs, scored 4 of his own. He batted .700 for the day. As you saw, the Blue Jays only that guy goes 7 for 10, the big numbers, and they only split. Oh,
wow.
boy.
And,
boy.
yeah, what was
big
it?
day, isn't it?
Yeah, no, and tomorrow is going to be a big day, guys.
Tell us about
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, well, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the trade deadline special.
There you go, guys. Tomorrow, 3 hours from noon till 3 o'clock, we'll be talking deadline. So it should be, I'm guessing there may be some fireworks. Because like I said, some of these big giant moves really haven't happened yet, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to think. Has it really any been? I guess Arozarena going to Seattle was probably the biggest move so far, I would say, approximately.
You touched on it just a minute ago before that promo, before our commercial break. You got Scooble, you got Robert, and you've got Crochet. You're going to get tomorrow into the dicey names, the big juicy names that are going to go, and then people are going to go, oh my God, what just happened? From our chat line this evening, Cryptic Trader.
Matter of fact, I got that. 1 second.
A Giant Sports Talk Live trade deadline update.
All right, Eric, you take it away. Let's take a look at what he has to say. Cryptic
there we go.
Trader
Andrew Baggerly. Andrew Baggerly reports, my understanding of the Giants / Soler trade, they're not in full sale mood. They plan to call up Marco Luciano and use him at DH, along with Conforto and Flores when healthy. They're looking for a defensive upgrade in center field. Oh, and slide Ramos to a corner. There. Oh my God. You know what's going to happen, right?
What's that?
Defensive upgrade in center field. Who's a defensive upgrade in center field, Glenn? We talked about him earlier.
Oh, you're thinking our speedster's going to jump into center field play every day because he's hitting home runs, baby.
Well, no. You know what I think? Well,
I thought you were going to go with Fitzgerald.
No.
Who?
Maybe they go get Pilar.
You think
Pilar, maybe. They said they're looking for a defensive upgrade.
Well, Eric, I hope you bring this to the table tomorrow. If we make a deal for Pilar, I hope I get some credit. You go,
yeah, you'll get it. Yeah, you'll get
it.
100%. You got it.
You called it.
You called it.
I want to thank everybody who's contributed, but Cryptic Trader brings a hot take tonight to the show and gives us some fun facts via the World Wide Web. And that one there, let's see what happens. Everybody's been chomping at the bit to see Luciano get the at-bats, Eric.
And you know what? I like the DH position for the simple fact, just let him swing the bat, figure out what you're going to do with the position for him in the offseason, right? Get him to work on it during spring training. Because right now, I don't think a middle infielder is where he needs to be. That's just me.
Maybe you got to hope. You know, we've given a lot of these young players a chance, and they've all contributed in a pretty special way this year, Eric. Some better than others. They've all contributed to make this a fun experience this season from what could have went south real bad in a hurry. Boy, if you came into the lineup, and I'm just looking up to see if I can find some stats for Encarnacion.
Oh, I can find them in a minute here. Just give me a minute.
For our fans out there, because we've been looking at him for a month now, just belting the ball down in Sacramento. And I like a big bat. And everybody's talks in spring training that we're not going to have any speed. We're going to have big bats. Where have our big bats been? So that's why I'm not very disappointed when you say Soler's out of here. We haven't had the big bats. You know, we're left on the Louisville Slugger rack. We don't have any big bats. We got a big stadium, and I'm sick and tired of everybody saying, well, you know, we should be hitting more, and we can't hit because it's a big ballpark. How come every out-of-town team comes in? And I see Ernie Clement of the Blue Jays cracking up balls to center and left, and Judge come in and boom, boom, boom. And then, oh, yeah, but we can't hit him, and that's to be expected. No, that's not that. I hate that. I hate that attitude.
Yep.
Hate that attitude. If everybody else is hitting them out, why aren't we?
Yeah, good point.
So go out and get us a couple of nice home run hitting bats, and I do desperately want to see some speed, which Pilar would bring to this lineup.
Yeah,
Willie
absolutely.
McCovey. What was it? A McCovey Award winner.
Yeah, they why am I blanking on that? But yes.
Just a couple of years ago, Pilar led this club in home runs and stolen bases in a season.
Yep. Derek Zaver says, how about Bellinger?
I don't think
he's a pretty good center fielder, but I don't know if the Cubs, they went and got, who did they get? Paredes, right? Paredes? Yeah,
Cubs
they were actually,
Cubs
they got somebody.
Didn't they go out and get a pitcher today, Eric?
The Cubs get a pitcher? They might have.
They just checked. And I apologize if you're in the chat and you're going, boys, they're missing a few of these trades. They've been coming in hot and heavy today.
Yeah, they have.
There's so many guys moving around, and this is early in they started last week. I'm used to a flurry on trade deadline day.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs out there. It's great for baseball because you stay relevant for a few days.
Yeah. Yes. This was a surprise to me. Remember earlier in the show, how did I forget this one off the top? I said to you off air, and then subtly when we come on the air, that the Blue Jays would have no starting pitching, and they can't afford to trade Vladdy. He might be in the starting pitching assignment Saturday. They traded Nate Pearson, starting pitcher, to the Chicago Cubs as a huge deadline strategic move by the Cubs. That's what it says here.
Interesting, because the Cubs are buying; they're not selling.
No, so I can't see Bellinger going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Nope. Nope.
Mike asks,
and he's active, by the way. He's active. He's in the roster.
Yeah. Who should bat leadoff now since Soler's gone? Who should bat leadoff? He suggests Fitzgerald. I think Fitzgerald would be a fantastic leadoff hitter. Why not? Right?
He's the only guy really we got any speed. Put him on. Yeah.
He's not afraid to bunt. He's not afraid to bunt. He's got some pop.
Wheels.
He puts the ball in play. He puts pressure on the defense right off the rip.
Good call.
That's what you
Did
want.
Somebody call that in the chat, or is that your take?
I think Mike brought that up. I think.
Good call,
oh
Mike.
no, I'm sorry. D-shot. D-shot.
Of course, D-shot always brings it, doesn't he?
D-shot.
And now D-shot with another Giant Sports Talk live commentary.
There we go, man. He says have Fitzgerald lead off. I can't disagree with that one. I can't.
Mike.
Pretty good.
Mike says, why don't the Blue Jays just trade us Vlad?
Yeah,
I don't think we have anything the Blue Jays want. Second of all, Vlad is the Blue Jays. They're not going to trade Vlad.
He's the face of the franchise.
People in Toronto, some guys, that would be, this may sound extreme. I've worked in the market. I know Toronto. That would be the equivalent to us saying, hey, he's getting along in the tooth. Let's trade Posey. It ain't happening. Yeah. It ain't happening. If Vladdy got traded, that's it. That's it. I'd give up Coke or Pepsi for a month, and that's saying something.
There you go. Here's Encarnacion stats.
Thank you. There you go.
116 at-bats, 40 hits, got 9 home runs, 29 RBIs, batting a cool 345.
There you go. 345, Eric.
And is on base. He sees the ball well. 434.
OPS of one
over 1,000. Yeah. OPS over 1,000.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good. I mean, that's kind of like Lamont Wade Jr., but with some power.
You know what? That's why I feel we can.
And he's only 26.
Take the risk. Move off some players.
He's only 26.
Wasn't it, Eric? I don't want to throw you under the bus, but I remember you texting me and saying, oh, some guy from the Mexican League. We'll never see him. I said
that.
He 100%. Was belting. What did he have? Like 20-some in Mexico. I said, if the guy can hit him, and let's see what he does in AAA. Now, he's only got 9. He went on a bit of a tear. He hit 3 or 4 in a couple of games. But look at that average. When you get a power hitter who's hitting 345, I'll take that all day long.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. Because not only are you going to put him into a power hitting spot like 4th, maybe a young guy like him that, he's come fresh to the majors, put him batting 5th. giving him an opportunity at some RBIs, and you say, well, if he isn't hitting the long ball in a big park at Oracle with a 345 average, I will take that all day long.
And they say he
and
plays
that
in
on base
outfield.
percentage. Maybe you bat him third.
Now they say he's an outfielder. I don't know about his defense. I have no idea about Encarnacion's defense. Maybe they bring him up for defense as well. I don't know. But the guy has a bat.
D-Shot's saying Luciano at cleanup? No, Ramos
Not
would be
yet.
cleanup.
I want to bat Luciano. I would bat him a little bit lower. Let him.
I'm saying 6th or 7th.
Let him cook down there a little bit, and if he's showing it, then bring him up for now.
And really, Eric, not just that. I see your take. I see your take, but you can bring him up. Is it fair, really, with where I think for the most part where people are batting in our lineup is where they should be right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I dropped Chapman. Actually, wasn't it on the weekend? I know I was traveling, but wasn't Chapman down batting like 7th or 6th or 7th or 8th?
Something like that. Yeah. He was 6th.
He hasn't been seeing the ball well. I'd say Chapman isn't seeing the ball well right now. And, since his injury, Conforto has not hit the ball.
Conforto hasn't been doing anything.
Nothing. If we could move off Conforto tomorrow is the only other move, I would say that was benefit. We had a good day. If we can unload Conforto, I'd say it was a good day. Addition by subtraction type of move. Is that what maybe? And then again, I'm willing to bring up anybody. Bring up a guy you want to see in the playoff, like the playoff run for us per se. But bring up a guy who's going to play in the stretch. Get him in the at bats. Yep. In the dog days, get him up there and dog days. What he does, and the Giants are 15 games out. We'll see what he brings if he shows up at the ballpark every day or he mails it in. We want a guy who plays hard and wants to win a spot on the roster next year. Yep. JT says Chapman is 3rd in the National League for WAR. Yeah, I mean, the thing is when he's hot, he's pretty hot. But when he's cold, it's pretty bad. Did you see bad. Addie's saying hot take. Bat him where he was batting with the River Cats. And I don't know the River Cats that well to know where he was batting. Do you know? I don't know where they had him batting, to be honest. Addie, do you know where he was batting in the lineup in the minors? If you do, let us know. AB says, Glenn, when will you see Encarnacion? I'm hoping sooner than later. I want to see his batting. And, for those of you who don't know, I go to most games over at Oracle Park if I'm not traveling. I do a lot of radio shows on the road. I was in Cleveland. Oh, boy. I was in Cleveland. And I was in Vegas the week before that. But I'm going to be home for a big stretch now, straight through September. And I'm going to be at the ballpark every night. Do the odd trip. If we're on the road, I do the odd trip over to the Coliseum, the East Bay. Oh, and I'll be doing the show in August, Eric. I'm going to take the show to Seattle. I'm doing 3 shows from Safeco Field. There you go. Nice. I'm going to do 3 shows on the road with you back controlling in our studios, if you will, in the headquarters. What are we doing? We're at 9:53. Where is time gone tonight? I know, man. When you start talking about this stuff, the time just flies. Hey, again, chat, I appreciate you guys in here supporting us, staying here with the long haul. Love talking baseball, talking Giants. We're not just, we're also talking, since it's the trade deadline, we're talking about a lot of other teams as well to show kind of where the moves are happening. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. You're going to get a lot more of this. This is the type of content you guys will see. And hopefully you guys like it. Tomorrow is going to be a long day. We're having 2 shows. We're having a deadline show, and we're going to be doing the post game afterwards. So it's going to be a long day. Tell them if they tune in at noon tomorrow, Eric. Give them a little taste of what they've got lined up at 12 noon Pacific time tomorrow. Here we go.
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the Trade Deadline Special.
All right, there we go. What's up, Gilbert? Man, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Yes, that is correct, Gilbert. It will be running daily, as Glenn stated, 365 days a year, even on Christmas Eve.
I believe the only like guaranteed short show will be on Christmas Day. We're going to do a 1-hour show Christmas Day. We're going to have double header shows. We're going to be on some days before a big game. So let's say, just for, you know what, we'll throw it out there for giggles. We're into a playoff stretch, Eric, late in the month of September. You and I will be doing preview shows. We'll be analyzing the game as they go on. We're going to be doing shows that have, we're going to break records for amount of time on air. We're just taking it to the street. We're going to talk to fans over at the ballpark. I'm going to bring the footage back here. I'm going to do some shows on the road. And if you're just joining us, we mentioned this off the top. We talked to Dave Patrician. He was in Toronto. So we're glad to have him on. We'll talk to other people from various cities tomorrow about the trade at our trade deadline show. And if you, my friends, are in the first 500 to like and sub, you got to subscribe to the show and hit the like button. First 500, your name goes in the draw. We're going to give away a Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to an upcoming Giants game. It's our thank you to you for joining us, spending time with us, and becoming a friend of the show. No charge. We're here for you. We love your participation.
Absolutely. And Adi, speaking of participation, says, sorry, Mom, I can't open presents. I'm listening to Giant Sports Talk Live. There you go. Oh, my God. That's great. Awesome. I love it. But yes, first
thanks, foremost, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. You're a good guy.
It's all about having that conversation. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Your wife is going to kill you if you only knew half the battle. I was calling Eric. I called Eric the other day. I said, I'm working out on a deal. What was it? It was a little bit low in quality. I was working on a deal for Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Baseball card.
You were.
Tell him how much I was ready to pull the trigger on.
Glenn, this is no shit, guys. This is
easy with the language. We're a family-friendly show.
He told me he was going to drop a cool $180,000 for a Willie Mays card. When he said that, I about fell over in my chair.
Oh, you've seen some of my collection.
Oh, yeah, I've seen your collection.
Maybe some show will bring out some of my collection.
Yeah, there you go.
Why not? My mantle stuff. You want to hang tight?
Yeah, go for it.
Just a little taste of what you'll see in one of those upcoming shows. I'll be right back, my friend.
There you go. Awesome. All right. As when Glenn's going to go take a look at some of the cards that he does, he's going to show us what he has. Let's go to the chat here, guys. It's 185 to sub to Jan's channel. Woo. Yes, we're up to 45 subs. Thanks, Lethal. Appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for the support. Again, guys, couldn't do this without you. You guys know me from the last channel. I love interacting with the chat. We always, sometimes we have some spirited discussions, but it's all about the passion of the game and passion for the team.
You got me a little wound up earlier, Eric. I apologize. We're still friends, I hope.
We're all good.
This weekend,
McTally, what's up, McTally? I remember
Eric,
the other one.
I picked up a 1922 American Caramel. If you know anything about those,
I know nothing about those. Who is that?
His name is Alexander Gaston, catcher for the New York Nationals in 1922.
New York Nationals.
I picked
what
up.
What league was that with?
Wasn't that MLB? It says on the back. It says, you have received a American Caramel Company card, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Major League Baseball Stars card. So I guess it was majors. I picked up a Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Billy Williams National League Stars card. Can you see that?
New York Nationals? Is that what they were called?
Yeah. And then I picked up this little juicy card. You might be able to. Can you see this one?
Let me look. Hey, that looks like Mickey Mantle.
You ever heard of him?
A little bit. I think he was kind of a good outfielder.
Yeah, that wasn't cheap either. So my wife isn't here right now. I can show that one. If she looks up tomorrow, you'll know why.
What year is that one, by the way?
What, the caramel?
The mantle.
The mantle's 1952. Yeah. And but I really like the old stuff. Anything vintage, like 20s. I picked up 40. They're called T206. Anybody in the chat know T206 or collectibles? Like, we're really into Giants collectibles. I am anyway, but the T206 are the little cards used to come in cigarette packages from 1909 to 1912.
Isn't that the cards that
The
Honus
Wagner
Wagner
card.
did not want to be on it, right? Because he didn't like the smoking stuff.
Yeah. But then one of his most popular cards was in the 1930s, and he was smoking a cigarette in it. So who knows?
There you go.
Was it really a rumor or what?
Oh, wow.
So if you are going to like this show and come back, we sure hope you do. I mean, God, we need you. We need you. We want you back. First 500 subs, we're giving away the Bonds jersey and 2 tickets as our shout out to you and our thanks. And spread some love. Get you to a ball game. I've got lots of giveaways. We're going to have special guests. We're going to talk about baseball cards. We're going to talk about signatures for soldiers, which has a way, I guess you could blend collecting and baseball. Signatures for soldiers. They get a lot of signatures from Major League Baseball players, raise funds for needy soldiers who've come back from various wars or fighting over, or just, they were signed overseas and they need our help. And what else we got lined up for our listeners here? We got the trade deadline show tomorrow. We're on 365 days a year. We're going to have double header shows. We're going to have shows on the road from various stadiums. What else do you think of, Eric? We're just getting going. It's only night one. We'll come up with more. Don't worry. We'll come up with more.
Maybe we could give away a Porsche, right?
Don't underestimate me. I told Eric that's one of the names in radio in Canada they have for me. The one-upper. When the competition radio station says, let's give away a Ford Escort during ratings week, I say, go get me a Porsche.
There you go.
Let's give somebody a trip for 2 to Mexico. I say, be listening in ratings week. We'll give you and 29 of your friends a trip to Mexico. Why not? So I like to one up. So you can imagine we're going to give away some great prizes. And I like the participation. Some guys have had some pretty good takes here, and they've been contributing.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm telling you, the chat is absolutely fantastic. They know baseball, and I love interacting with you guys. I mean, I couldn't ask for some better support. You guys are great out there. Much appreciated.
Was it D-Shot? D-Shot says, Cryptic, you got to pay someone to take a Kruko card. Mike Kruko? I got the Mike Kruko rookie card somewhere right here on the shelf.
There you go.
I kid you not. He's right here somewhere. I got them all over the place. You got to see my place. It's crazy. But I got the Mike Kruko in 1977 Cubs card.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Glenn,
I'll break that out.
With the collectibles, man.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow, big trade deadline day, Eric.
Yes, big trade line day. Again, we're going to start high noon. And then we'll go until 3 p.m. That's when 3 p.m. Pacific, that is. That is when the trade deadline will be done. It seems like Farhan likes to work to the last minute. So
yeah, he gets the scraps. He picks up a few scraps.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's doing something smart. Maybe he's driving up that price for Blake Snell. That would be smart. Yeah. Because let's see what they could do. Let's see what they could do.
Hey, once more. We got a few people have jumped in. I see on the chat in the last few minutes. We got throughout the night. We got people who disappear. They got things they got to do. The wife just said, "Hey, get out of that chat. Come help me take out the garbage." We got some fresh faces in. Let's give them all the details. One more quick time here. You and I take a break. We'll give them the details on tomorrow's show. It starts at high noon.
There we go.
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, well, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the Trade Deadline Special.
All right, there you go. Trade Deadline Special tomorrow, noon till
Wait.
3. And then afterwards, after the post game or after the game, there will be a post game.
Hey, you and I go crazy, Eric, on this chat, and we love to talk. I love to talk being in radio. My wife says when I die, they're going to have to beat my mouth to death with a big stick. And I love seeing so many takes here in our chat tonight.
Yes.
Did you launch that poll?
Oh, I never did. Here, let me get that.
Forgot.
I forgot all about it. Bay Area Music Lens. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the support. It says maybe reach out to Bill Lasky on the show. He's not a homer like the other KNBR guys.
True.
There you go.
There's a hot take. Good call.
Great call. All right.
Bay Area Music Lens. It's good to have Bay Area Music Lens join us. Benji's
Absolutely.
here. I see Benji. Benji's here.
Benji, and you know what? Benji is a Dodger fan, but he shows us support over here.
We don't mind.
Yeah,
Everyone's welcome. Yeah, everyone is welcome. Hey, Will B, he's looking forward to the Signatures for Soldiers show.
That's
So
going to be
maybe
fun.
baseball related, not always talking, some serious issues. I think Eric, the Signatures for Series show is going to be epic. May not be your standard baseball talk, but I like to see athletes who participate in ventures like that. That is a huge fundraiser. Huge.
That's going to be. I'm looking
It's a
forward to
necessary
talking to him.
cause. Goes to soldiers
Exactly.
and need our help. And the tie-in is this gentleman told me in passing when I spoke to him about being on the show. He said, "You know what? It's ironic. You do a Giants sports talk show every day of the year." He applauded us for that. I said, "Yeah, we're launching next week." And he said that the San Francisco Giants past players, the alumni, some of the greatest participants in his project, including Madison Bumgarner. So
Yeah, that's so awesome, man.
thank you.
That
Thank
is
you,
so
Mad
awesome.
Bum. Yep.
All right, we got the poll out there. The poll is: where does Soler bat in Atlanta? Lead off, middle of the lineup, or bottom of the lineup?
Great
Let's see.
first poll. Great debut. Great one. Want to see everybody cast a vote.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Robert DeVille. Thank you, sir. Rest in peace, Reyes Moranta.
31 years old, killed in a car accident yesterday.
I know. Gosh. Remember, there's been kind of awful. Remember the kid from Fernandez from Miami died on a boat accident. Traveris from St. Louis Cardinals. He died from a car accident. That other kid, the kid from the Kansas City Royals, that electric pitcher, died in a car crash.
Too many.
Oh, it's just and young
And too young,
man. It's just it's sad. I remember Reyes Moranta when he pitched for the Giants.
Not that long ago.
Not longer. He was almost their closer. He had some pretty nasty stuff. I remember. And unfortunately, he moved on. He kind of got a weight problem, but I mean, I guess that happens sometimes. But all right, there we go. We got 14 votes in.
Eric, take it a step further. We got a few minutes while the poll's on.
Yep.
When you look back, and this will be a tough one, if you had to put your finger on the pulse of one incident where a player lost his life off the field, which one would you say was most monumental in terms of the history of baseball, or one that touched you?
Ooh, in the history, it would have been what's his name? Munson, right? Didn't he die in a plane accident?
It was I still say if you did that as a poll, I think Clemente's would still.
Ooh, yeah, Clemente
would fall as the number one historically.
Yes, that would be us.
Yeah,
Holiday, but
at
that was
Christmas time.
Yeah, trying to help Puerto Ricans. Yes, that's what's so sad about it. Yeah, Munson and Clemente. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Clemente number 1, 100%. Munson would probably be second. Holiday, yeah, it was sad. He wasn't playing at the time though, so he was already retired. But yes, that was. Don't get me wrong, that was also sad.
And there have been some who died during their playing career. Like, remember Darryl Kyle? Pitcher?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Darryl Kyle was a player who had passed away, and there have just been so many, man. It's sad. Corey
Yep.
Lytle, he died.
There was oh my gosh, now I'm going way back because I remember reading about this. There was a player back in early turn of the 20th century. He was supposed to be a great baseball player. And during this time, of course, they were traveling by train. I guess that they stopped on a cold night on a bridge, and supposedly he went for a walk and was never found again. They think he fell off the bridge. Can't remember who it was. Hold on. Let me bring that up.
What?
Yep.
Jeez Louise. My goodness. I'm taking a look. I just brought it up online. There are players here I don't know. Al Thake. He drowned while fishing in 1872.
There it is.
I don't know who he is, but who are you referring to, Eric?
Ed Delahanty. Ed Delahanty. There it is. Yep.
What year are we looking at?
They called him, we're talking a long time ago, like 1903.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with that name. Sorry, Eric, I wasn't around at the time.
I just remember reading about that because, I love reading about history. And even more so,
nicknamed Big. That was Big Ed.
That was Big Ed. Yes.
That's right. Big Ed.
Yes.
Wow. Big Ed is in the Hall of Fame.
He is. Hold on. Let's take a look at his.
Because I just happened to Google him, and he has a plaque at the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Hold on. Let's take a look at what he did.
I'm always into, whether it's your military history channel, which you do an exceptional job of. I love the history of anything, whether it's music, history of the wars, the Civil War, World War I, II, Korean, which you bring to the table, and the history of baseball. Love it. Love being educated. What do you got? Ed?
There you go.
Ed.
Thanks.
What do you got, Eric?
Thanks, Roberto.
Thanks, Roberto. Rolling in there. We've been on a long time. Sorry.
But here you go, man. Look, he started his baseball career in 1888. And unfortunately, like I said, he passed away in 1903. But look, had a career 346 average.
Wow.
Not too bad. OPS 917. Remember, back in this day, the long ball really wasn't a thing. But yeah, the guy was pretty damn good. The guy was pretty good and had a freak accident. Crazy.
And because we love our baseball in many different aspects, do you know, Eric? I'm just seeing if he's got a baseball card.
I bet he does. I would think so.
Big Ed Delahanty.
All
right, here he is. His baseball card collection. Highest priced value of his cards. Eric? He must have been good. I'm surprised you and I have not heard of him. You know what that means?
Oh, he's going to go get a card.
His card. We've got an 1887 familiar name to collectors, an N172 Old Judge card. The rookie card.
Sounds cool. That just sounds cool.
Delahanty. You can
old
get
judge.
A beautiful card for the low price of $25,000 even.
25,000.
I kid you not. Can you see that?
I see it.
And there's
an Old Judge baseball card. Listen to that. They knew how to name their cards back then. The Old Judge. Oh, man.
That'd be a good nickname.
Great. That is great.
The Old Judge.
Yep.
I like it. And if you're a modest collector, like many of my friends who collect, you can pick up a card of him for $15, $20, $18. Oh, Errol, you know what? I go off on 100 because I'm so excitable. Does anybody know Dick Perez?
Don't know Dick Perez.
Dick Perez, during the 1980s, he painted the baseball cards, the first 30 cards of every set every year for Donruss. Then Donruss went out of business. He started doing them for Topps. All right. And he painted all of the postcards in what was the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame series. I showed you one the other day autographed that I bought. I got it signed by Willie Mays.
Willie Mays. That was okay. Wow.
I had a chance to meet Dick Perez in Cleveland. He may come on the show.
Hey, there you go.
Is on. And I had a guy I talked to, and he was doing a speech, and he said, my best friend growing up was a guy who ended up with a modest career. And Bernice, my wife, was with me. And we both, when Bernice perks up like right away, you go, it must be good. His best friend growing up, he says, was a guy who had a modest career by the name of Dwayne Kuiper.
Oh, how about that?
So I immediately, at the end of the thing, there'll be a meet and greet. So I, boom, go right for him. I said, would you like to come on our show? He's agreed to come on the show. But he said he's in a few projects now. It's going to be
That's fine.
possibly September, October even. He goes postseason. I said, no problem at all. We'd love to have you. This is the kind of thing we're going to bring to the fans. We're going to talk about connections to Giants players. Talk about guys who buy, trade Giants baseball cards and memorabilia. Guys who grew up with Giants. Where are they now? Segments. We're just gonna have fun. And I think one of the most fun things, Eric, is what you got up on the screen. The comments from guys like D-Shot, Mike, will be what they bring, because they give us some fodder for conversation too.
Absolutely, 100%. Exactly. Well, I love that stuff. That's one thing that's why the interaction is so much fun, because he comes up with 1887. They were burning witches back then. Not quite. Maybe
that's what happened to Ed.
Maybe he ran into a witch. Somebody on that train bridge.
On Ed.
Yeah, maybe, man. Maybe he was possessed. You never know.
All right. How's the initial poll going?
Let's take a look at it. We got 17 votes in. Not too bad. We got about. See, the thing is, it's hard to see because it shows 74. Not sure how many are in YouTube. Actually, I could look right now, to be honest with you.
Okay.
We got 17 watching on YouTube. That means we got about another 30 or so watching on Twitch, or not Twitch. What am I talking about? On X or Twitter. So yeah, much appreciated to both the people who are watching on Twitter and those who are watching on YouTube. But what is the results here? 17 votes in. 6% say he will bat leadoff. 88% say middle of the lineup. 6% say bottom of the lineup.
I got to think our viewers are right on. I think middle of the lineup.
Yeah, of course. That's where he should be batting. He should have never been batting leadoff. It made no sense of why they batted him leadoff. Maybe to take the pressure off of him.
Not at all.
I mean, he's been hitting for the last couple of weeks, which was nice. That's what probably helped, raise his stock a little bit so they could trade him. But yeah, there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got in here. Adi again says the prospect we got has huge swing and miss, but apparently has raw power. Maybe a Marco Luciano situation with him. Interesting. Okay, we'll have to see.
I would have to give the award to. I think Addy's brought some.
Addy, man, he was. Yeah, no doubt about it.
No we're talking stats. He was bringing some stats. He's given some good takes.
Yep.
So I give a shout out to Addy for a great opening night. You bringing it tonight.
Absolutely. And to recap, specifically for the San Francisco Giants, they have traded Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson to the Atlanta Braves for a couple of prospects in return. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the prospects right now. They're probably going to be in the minors for a while. We could take a deeper dive in it maybe tomorrow, since we're going to be talking trade deadline tomorrow. Because if there ain't nothing happening, we could research on what these two guys that we're getting back from Atlanta.
I'm sure we're going to We're going to be on for more than 3 hours, just the opening segment of the day. And then we got a post-game 3 hours. And right in the middle, I got to run down the street. I'm going over to Oracle. I'm going to catch the Oakland A's game.
What time does that one start? 6:45, 7?
We will give you. Oh, and somebody reached out to me today, and this may be the hot take of the day. They said we've been watching another channel. We've also been on the radio broadcasts locally.
Okay.
They say the one thing that they miss. They say we like to catch. They said, Glenn, you go to a lot of games. I said, well, I'm a victim of my geography. I'm a block from the ballpark.
Yeah.
No parking. I can run over, get the $5 ticket, have a hot dog and a cold adult beverage, and I'm home 2 minutes after the game's over. I can jump onto the show with Eric.
Yep.
They said, I would like to see you give who they play, the upcoming series, and why does no one promote upcoming promotions at the stadium? I want to take my kids. Is it going to be Mickey Mouse Ear Day? I said, well, that's already gone. Well, they want a promotion calendar. So I'll make sure I get a list. We say, hey, they're coming up with the LA Dodgers this weekend. They're giving away this Friday and this Sunday. They asked me to do that on the show. So they ask, we'll do it.
Shall receive. Yeah, nice.
I don't know. None of the radio does. Nobody. I never hear it promoted.
The only time it's promoted is if you watch the game.
You watch the post-game or pre-game show.
Yep.
Coming up this weekend.
Either it's well, no, I hear it on the radio every so often.
I listen a lot. I haven't heard them on the radio very often. So.
Not too often, but definitely on the TV broadcast they do.
That's true.
And then we bring this up.
We got the Giants tomorrow after the trade deadline settles. We got, let's see, the Oakland A's will be in town. You've got J.P. Sears at 7-8, a left-hander up against Robbie Ray, who had that sparkling first game performance from the second inning on.
Yeah, first inning, I was like, oh my God. But after that, man, whoo.
Things were like going south in a hurry. I texted, I walked in from that, from my event last week. I said, Eric, what did I miss? Like, how many hits has he given up? None. 2 hit batters, 3 walks.
Yeah, crazy.
What the heck?
Crazy.
The guy, no hits, but he gave up like
that's baseball sometimes, man. Baseball will throw some weird stuff at you sometimes.
Battle of left-handers tomorrow night, and game time at Oracle is 6:45.
6:45. Okay.
Fresh off the trade deadline, this 53-55 Giants team always just creeping around the 500 mark. What scares me? See how this scares off when we're up back at tomorrow night with part 2 of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember last year? I was sitting at the Oakland Coliseum. Second half of the season got underway. That's when it went south.
They tanked. They lost to the A's. Then who did they lose to afterwards? I can't remember.
I'm guessing. I know it started against LA, but then they lost to the Angels.
They lost to the A's. It was just bad.
Arizona. They lost to everybody.
Yeah,
because didn't they go on a run like 20? Lost 29 of about 36 or something.
It was ridiculous. It was something. It was bad. Let's just say it was bad.
Hey, we got Vince Russo coming up in a feature show. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, we'll have to have him. I'll have to contact him, have him come on. Absolutely. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
I can't wait I love it. And we only had one guest on tonight.
Yeah, that was it.
And it was great. Dave Patrician in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. He's just, and that's the tip of the iceberg tomorrow. We're going to have all kinds of guys. I know the guy who really wants to come on the show. I'm like, you want to, he goes, can I come on for like half an hour? I'm like, sure. That's great. Not? We got a Brent Holcomb who covers the Seattle Mariners. He goes, Glenny, a lot of stuff going on in Seattle. He expects a busy day tomorrow. I said, well, geez, you've already made about 5 deals. So he says it's going to be a busy day. He's going to check in when he gave me his business card. So we'll be talking to him on the show. Dave is coming back from Toronto if there's any updates.
Nice.
He tells us that Vladdy's not going anywhere. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, they have no more pitching to trade anyway. So Nate Pearson was dealt to the Cubs today. And let's see, who else did we mention?
We said Kopech went to the Dodgers along with Edman and Rosario.
Yeah.
Kikuchi went to Houston.
It was Kikuchi of the Jays went to Houston. I think that's a good deal for the Jays.
Yeah, it's a good deal for Houston too.
Yeah, that's true. Houston needs pitching.
They need pitching.
Yeah, they're one of those teams. Aren't they a team every year where they seem to like the old New York Yankees? The Yankees of old, when they make 2 deals and all of a sudden, boom, where did they come from?
Yep, good point.
Maybe a couple of moves, Houston will be right back in. They got off to a slow start this year.
Yes,
and they're back.
It was the same thing with the Mets. They started off real slow, and now they're starting to find their way. They're playing really good baseball as well.
Yeah.
All right, right there at the bottom.
Are you surprised with this is our first time on the air together. So let me ask you, are you surprised heading into tomorrow night's game? Were you surprised with Robbie Ray's outing off Tommy John and really what we would say is still no spring?
That was 100%
rehabs. Snell didn't get off to this good a start. Robbie Ray.
And I'm really surprised. Honestly, when you come back from Tommy John, usually you don't have your stuff, not just for an inning, but you don't have your stuff for a few games. I was expecting him to really shine next year. So that outing against the Dodgers was absolutely fantastic. Let's see if he could back it up, which will be nice. Remember, that's the most he's probably pitched in quite a while. I'm not sure how many pitches he got up to while he's rehabbing, but let's see how he does these next couple of times. It's absolutely fantastic what he's doing. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. I did not see that coming from.
I think my prediction, early prediction. It's no Vegas line or anything, but I think he can handle Oakland. No problem.
It's Oakland, man.
Now the big building in Oracle, I would lay the money. I would lay the money on Robbie Ray to, if not pick up the win, lead the team to a victory. As San Francisco, after tonight's action is all said and done, it's in the books. We've now dropped, I believe, a half. We're 4 games out at 53, 55 in the wild card race, and of course, don't even look at the standings of the West. We're 10.5 out. So
yeah,
four out. Oh, we're so close, but yet so far.
Because remember, you got to jump those teams that are ahead of you. It's
5 minutes left in the debut show. 5 minutes left. Give me one more look at the big poll we got going.
I already killed it. I already killed the poll. Poll is done.
Done?
Yeah, I already killed it off.
You pulled the plug?
Yeah, I pulled the plug. 88% in the middle. I ain't going to move much more than that. It was 17 votes with 17 people in the chat. Yeah, landslide. It was a landslide.
Landslide, but I ain't talking politics.
Yeah.
What section are you in at Oracle? I don't have my tickets yet for tomorrow. I'll know in the afternoon. So
good to see you, Andrew.
I wonder if Robert DeVille, does Robert go to the games? You going to be there tomorrow, Robert? I'd love to meet you.
Yes, he goes to the games.
I would love to meet. Oh, Lou Marston goes to the games?
Lou Marston goes to the games?
Not all of them. I always take a peek for him in those seats he has. He has some seats. Let's see. Where's he tell? I think he's got seats down in the front somewhere. So I'm gonna reach out to him, see where he sits. I want to meet him.
Senior. So what's up, fellas? Back at the hotel. Right on. Thanks for tuning back in.
Be safe over there, Senior.
Yeah, absolutely. Mikey, Mike, much appreciated. I'm happy to be back as well, man. It feels good.
Mike says, Glenn, I'd be love to meet up with you. All right. Does Mike go to all the games too?
I'm not sure. He goes,
hey, Mike, are you going to be at the game tomorrow? He says, I sit in the bleacher. Are you going to be there tomorrow, Mike? Let's make a point. Let's a date tomorrow night, you and I, after we can talk trades with Mike, and then I'll bring his takes back, and Mike can jump into the show in the post game.
And check it out. Okay, check it out right here.
It says, Glenn, how did you meet Eric? How did this relationship begin? I actually met Eric. I met you through one of the chat line, like one of the chats. It was a giant
in NorCal.
Chat.
Yeah.
And we both have a passion for the San Francisco Giants. And I had said to you, Eric, there's like maybe a group of about 100 of us. And I said, hey, I'm a block from Oracle Park, and I don't really hang out at my age with, I don't hang around with the kids who are running around at the games and teenagers and young adults. He said, oh, this is great. This is great. I'm going to have Eric and make a new group of friends. Come to find out, of the 100 people, I'm the only one living in the Bay Area who's a Giants fan. It's true.
It is.
I asked you or somebody else in our group. I said, is there anybody in here from San Francisco? No.
Yeah, not very many people from the city in the chat.
I said, well, you guys are all Giants fan. I'm like, where are you? Yeah, but I'm in Mississippi. That's just great. So if I could get a chance to meet guys like Robert, Mike at the ballpark, geez, I'd love to see you guys. I'll tell you what, tomorrow night I'll head down to the bleachers, or the bleachers far end of the stadium. Let's see. I will be, if any of you guys know the area where they have the kids batting, the little slide at the Coke bottle, I'll go down there. Maybe, I don't know. We're on the air till 6, Eric, you and I. I'll head down there at 6:30, 15 minutes before the game. I'll have
till 3 on. We're on there. We're just there. We're just
right. I keep thinking 6, but that's Eastern.
That's Pacific.
So I'll be over there. How about at 6 o'clock? I'll be in the Coke bottle area, and you see, I'll have the Wilmer Flores jersey on. If any of you guys can see me, come on up. We'll have a refreshment. I love talking ball. How cool would that be, Eric? After our first show together, I meet some of the guys out there.
Yeah, why not? Kid Trickster says you guys have to make some T-shirts or merch.
Oh, it's already.
Love the support. Already in the work, Kid.
Yeah. We'll be giving them away.
Giving them away. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. We'll just give them away, man.
I'm just giving them away. We're gonna have T-shirts and we're gonna have hats.
Yes.
with NorCal Sports. Let's see what else we got.
Make sure
we'll mention it out. We'll mention it in the show, but we got lots of prizes. We got the Bonds jersey and a Logan Webb jersey right off the bat. The Bonds is for anyone who's the first 500 to sign up as subscriptions to our subs. We'll call them. You don't have to subscribe any other you hit the like and sub button every night.
Well, you just have to hit the sub once. Yeah, sub once. Like all the time.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit that like.
Well, Eric, you young people, you understand all this online stuff,
Young people, I'm not that young, man.
Well, that's it. It's the bottom of the hour, 10:30. We are 2.5 hours in.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Make sure you follow us right there. I got the @ symbol there now to follow us on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Giants ST Live. Glenn will be following that, right? You'll follow that probably more than I will because I got my own.
That's right.
Own Twitter. So
one more time on our way out. Anybody who's a last-minute straggler, we got a big show. You can join us tomorrow.
Yes.
Hope you'll join us. We'll be jumping on in. You can too. 3 hours of Mr. Eric Romo. You won't want to miss it. He'll be talking Giants baseball trades, baseball cards, my choice of drink. We'll have all kinds of stuff, our newest sponsors. And Eric, that all gets underway tomorrow at 12 noon.
The trade deadline. It is the day when general managers decide whether to buy or sell and will determine if they are in it to win it or concede. Join Giant Sports Talk Live Tuesday at noon for 3 hours of trade talk and analysis with contributors available in every major league city. When the trades are made, we will have the details. Will the Giants be buyers, sellers, or, well, do nothing at all? Who are the contenders? And who are the pretenders? We find out Tuesday at noon, the trade deadline special.
All right, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow noon. We will be live for 3 hours talking the last day of the baseball trade deadline. See if any big moves happen, or maybe we just sit around here and just kind of bullshit for a while. That may happen. You never know.
Mike, on our way out, Mike is in there. He's been in there for a while. And
he's been in there a while.
But Mike said, when is the jersey giveaway? The jersey giveaway, the draw will take place right here and live. No shenanigans. We'll do the draw. You'll see it. Giant Sports Talk Live when we reach 500 subscribers. The jersey did not come cheap. It was a great thing that was given to us to give away. So we I want to mention, as each thing is given away over the coming months, we got to give the people who made their donations, helped us out with the show, give them their props. So You'll be hearing a lot of names of organizations, companies, people who are going to donate prizes. And if you are among the first 500 to subscribe to our channel, you got to just once, it's done. That's it.
Yep.
You'll get notifications. It'll tell you Sexy Eric is on the air, and you'll know. Then you subscribe once, you're in the draw. We'll give away the 2 tickets to a Giants game for a game to be decided later, obviously, and we'll give away a Bonds jersey.
Look at that.
Just subscribe.
Free swag.
We want you to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. We're going to be giving away stuff. And
Correct.
It's all for you guys, the viewers. And it says, what's Glenn's Twitter handle?
It's right there, @GiantsST Live.
That's it.
Follow him.
You can follow us. And, of course, we'll have a website coming soon. You're going to love our website.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Glenn and Eric radio show, the podcast of the radio show that we do live Saturday mornings up in Canada.
Yep.
That is going to be on the Giant Sports Talk Live website. So if people are tuned in here and they want to hear what our other takes on non-sports, all they got to do is click a link on there and they'll be able to listen to our shows, which is really cool. Because we had a lot of people who missed the show because of the time. We're on the East Coast. So we're on 7 a.m. Sunday morning. What's that? 654. We're on at 3 and 4 a.m. So it's a little early.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Not for Will, but for most people. I want to thank everybody who took time to say hi. Great takes in the chat. Eric, great job. And I will see you tomorrow at high noon.
That's right. High noon, guys. Thanks again for supporting. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Woo!
Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.